All right, welcome everyone to SpeedGaming 2 on a Saturday night, at least a Saturday night where I am. Today we have another quarterfinal match between Maniacal and Solski. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Apathy Duck. How you doing, Duck?
All right, how are you?
Pretty good. Looking really forward to this one. I think this of all the matchups we've had in the quarterfinals, on paper, I think this is the closest matchup. Maniacal and Solski, the 4 and 5 seed, very closely matched, very good friends. In fact, they were teammates in the 2v2 tournament. And you know that the winner isn't so concerned about winning for the money or for anything else. They want bragging rights.
Yeah, I forget what their team name was called. I'm just gonna call them Team Jerkface. It's fitting for these guys.
Yeah, I think it was they were the bootless, suitless team.
Exactly what I just said.
Yeah, that too. And just to show what good friends they are, they did stay up late playing a multi last night, so hopefully neither one of them is too tired.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely pretty evenly matched up. I think, if anything, Maniacal probably Slight Engine, SM, Solski more familiar with the A Link to the Past, but they both played this. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Neither are like huge into like speedrunning this. They're more pure randomizer players too. So I mean, they definitely have like the baseline skill.
Yeah, Maniacal more of a speedrunner in terms of the SM stuff. Neither one of them has done a whole lot of speedrunning with ALTTP of late. Mostly randomizer, mostly this.
Yeah, so they're both really close to each other. So it's just going to come down to who finds the item first. It's mostly going to be a coin flip, honestly.
We do get to check that first item. We'll both jump into this lake here and see what we have. And it's just a piece of heart, so we don't need to worry about that.
Oh, I got my left and right. I thought Maniacal was the eggplant for a second.
That would be weird. But Maniacal's like me. It doesn't use the alternate sprites because visual cues are a thing in this game. And start using a different sprite, and now you have to have different visual cues. So
yeah,
rather famous for the eggplant, though.
Yeah, once I started playing the Link to Past a lot, I just gave up and started using Link because I'm not learning different cues.
No, not at all. Oh, nice tree pull there from Maniacal side, getting some early bombs. Gonna check the uncle. Solski gonna go ahead and do the trip over to the Lost Woods. Also gets that same tree pull.
Yeah, I've said it before, and I'm not a fan of this opening. Like it,
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you don't like the lumberjack.
Just replaces knowledge. It doesn't actually give you anything.
Interesting that Solski isn't actually doing the lumberjack check. Looks like he was more interested in just getting the tree pulls and checking the bush crab.
That makes even less sense then, because there's a bush crab and a tree in here.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, I personally like the Aga check, but I certainly understand the not checking it. Wait until you have those boots so you can pair it in with the other boots checks. Knowledge can be really good sometimes, but also, if it's just nothing, it's faster to check it later for sure. And some more bombs in the drop down.
Yeah, early bomb's nice. Prevents any sort of double dipping into, or early double dipping into CAC. You're probably going to come back to CAC Rook at some point, but
especially in SMZ3, because it's not, if you're just playing Link to the Past by itself, the junk items are all going to be arrows, bombs, and rupees and stuff. So at the very least, you should at least have enough money to buy bombs. But in SMZ3, you also have all those missiles and other ammo items in there. And Maniacal does do the lumberjack check, just $50 there, so not going to be going to kill Aga for the item. But yeah, in SMZ3, the chances are a little bit less you're actually going to get those bombs. So it's nice to find them early. And there's that money. Oh, and a glove. Solski, the first into Kakariko, gets that nice glove down there.
Yeah, pretty nice opening. Bombs, money, gloves, all what you want. Probably see an early back of escape check here.
Yeah. Also nice to get that super missile. Obviously, we're not going to be able to do much with it until we get a few other SM items, but don't have to worry about getting that later. Would like to see some power bombs at some point, although again, without a morph ball, power bombs don't do anything.
Yeah, everyone always says Morph Ball is really what opens up the SM side, but you really do need at least supers and power bombs to go with it. If you go in without, it's pretty worthless. But you know, there's a bunch of all of those as opposed to like there's only one glove, or I guess there's two, and then one hammer, one moon pearl. So you're more likely to run into power bombs and then your Morph Ball early on.
We also saw a sword in the Kakariko well, so that's a nice find early. Don't have to worry about. Oh, and boots early. So boots and sword early. I hate boots without swords, so good to get them both.
I hate both of them. If I see high jump and speed, I'm leaving.
I don't know. Speed before Morph Ball is kind of a mixed bag, though, because it opens up stuff in SM. They're just, in some ways, a pain in the butt to go to.
Yeah, but you'll eventually get that more.
Yeah, you will.
And then you'll have speed. So it's annoying early.
That's true.
But honestly, I'd rather see it.
Yeah, we get some nice early silver arrows that are useless to us at the moment. $20 in the library, and not gonna pick that up with the amount of money we've already got. Also not gonna pick up that piece of heart at the race game.
Yeah, I would have been tempted just to go ahead and just not pre-check it with the boots. I'm not really trying to save a bomb there.
Yeah, I often tend to not pre-check it just because if it's kind of one of those borderline items, I might pick it up if I'm already there and might leave it if I'm not. But that, what was it, 20 rupees or something? Yeah, it's not. Or no, sorry, it's a piece of heart. Yeah, not gonna grab that. And an early grapple beam.
Oh boy, everyone loves early grapple.
Yeah, it's kind of nice for X-ray, but then it also puts Shack Tool in logic pretty early, or once you have that gravity suit and high jump or space jump, and that's never a fun check.
Yeah, it's better than dodging the grapple and finding it after you do Meridia, though. So
yeah, we've seen that. There was one of the races last week where the item they were looking for was at Shack Tool, and the grapple beam was way later. It was well after they had cleared the rest of Meridia, and I don't think ice was available either to sequence break it.
Oh, it was the Cutie Aussie race, right?
Yeah, was that one? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I commentated that one. I remember it was just an unfortunate location.
Yeah, Maniacal gets towards that piece, says, nope, I'm just going to save and quit right in the middle of the race game.
Oh, those are power bombs.
Yep,
so...
first pack of power bombs. Powder's a nice, if you're going to get a fetch quest, that's the one to get, because at least it has other uses.
Yeah, we're still looking for like 2 more packs. Really want 15 to head into the Bryn Loop.
Oh, absolutely. 5 is really dicey.
Yeah, especially with grapple.
5 total. Yeah, go ahead.
Especially with grapple, I tend to do this all the time, but opening Kraid would make a lot more sense. The only downside to opening Kraid generally is you isolate X-ray and they have grapple. So I don't think there's any downside to it. You'll have a sword, so you don't have to worry about like doing a guideless old man when you get up there.
Yep.
So it's assuming we're running into more soon, which probably feels likely. We would need multiple things on Link to Pass side to open up too much. So I expect Morph to be sooner than later.
Okay, and there's a second pack of power bombs. 10 is pretty good. Still not enough that I'd want to do the full-on Bryn Loop into Retro. There's just too many places you need those power bombs. But yeah, taking that down to Kraid, I often do that play myself. I like that play a lot.
Yeah, just let you. Was it like 6 or 7 checks? Maybe a little more. Actually, more with high jump and everything. Just trying to spike something before the Bryn Loop, really.
Okay, it looks like Maniacal's avoiding the South Shore. Going straight over towards Eastern Palace. Could at least check Saha here.
Is Maniacal beating Solski to the Sasha check?
Apparently, that's not normal.
What is happening? I mean, Solski, we did get the boots and we got Glove early, so that's definitely going to pull you off from like a standard routing.
Sure.
But Still surprised Solski hasn't made his way there yet.
Yeah, Solski is rather famous for sometimes going over to this area early. I've seen him do it before even doing Kakariko, although I think that was in a just ALTTP by itself seed.
Yeah, and I like this play into Eastern at this point, especially with boots. You know, it's a sphere 0 location, it's dependent. You're probably not going to come back to it. Just go ahead and cut this out now.
Yeah, Solski's gonna head over to Uncle and see if he does the front of escape.
Even with a match that's as close as these two guys, this match is probably going to be decided by minutes, not seconds, just because there's so much to do.
Yeah, in SMZ3, yeah, close as minutes, not seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, so like just like an Eastern play is probably not going to make a difference. It's more likely if there's something is here and you try to skip it, that's is going to be the thing that loses you the match.
Okay, Solski is going to head into the front of escape.
Yeah, some more reasons to the escape or the Eastern play right now. I think I kind of like the escape play before the Sash Eastern. I just know Solski likes the Sash play, so it's kind of surprising he's picking this.
Nice Master Sword.
Yeah, so we don't want to see the lamp now because that may mean it's an Agaseed.
Oh, screw attack, which opens stuff up. it's. I mean, you want it. It's before Lower Norfair, so by definition, it's a good thing. But also by definition, it's a bad thing because it opens stuff up in SM without Morph Ball.
The only time you don't want to see the screw attack is before you see your Morph Ball. It's just a very annoying opening item because it also opens up the Mother Brain item. And it's worse access in Brinstar because you can't get to the speed blocked items, obviously. So it's a pain. It makes left and right side almost not equal weight, but it evens them up a little bit, and it's just really bad.
Yeah, no, not a fan of the early screw attack. I mean, like I said, it's good to have before Lower Norfair. Solski taking a Death Warp so he can head up to Dark Cross. But yeah.
Oh, Maniacal having a little trouble with the D-boost here. He finally gets it, though.
So we've seen supers at a screw attack. He's got one more check he can make.
Yeah, both of these guys breaking logic a little bit with these Darkroom checks. Just Maniacal just getting a map out of it. Let's see if Solski gets anything better. Let's see if we can even tell what it is.
I was gonna say if we can even see the item.
Yeah, I know Total was talking about actually doing when you get Darkroom chests, actually turning a light cone on, so you can kind of getting rid of this problem. I think he's got like a beta version of it working. I don't know if he's ever going to deploy it though.
Yeah, there were just 20 rupees though. So Maniacal gonna do his South Shore checks. Maniacal gets his grapple beam.
Yeah, at this point I think it's gonna be that screw attack.
Yep.
We could potentially see a break up Death Mountain here. Get 3 more items. The Old Man, Spectacle Rock, and the Norfair, and you do get that save point.
The save point's really nice. It's probably the biggest reason to do that if you're gonna do that. And like I said, they've got swords, so they can definitely. Those dark rooms are pretty easy. I mean, if you've not played Link to the Past Randomizer before, that is the dark room to learn first.
Especially here, Death Mountain can be in logic with Morph Ball, and you don't want to have to. And the logic will happily ask you to do that trip multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously don't want to do that.
No,
you just want to get that save point the first time you're up there. So not only learning it with the sword, but learning it even guideless is actually pretty important in this mode.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now our runners have essentially switched. Solski heading into Eastern, Maniacal doing the South Shore checks. Now we'll see if Maniacal does the front of escape before heading into and following that screw attack.
Yeah, it looks like Maniacal's gonna kind of finish up his loop of Dark World. Or oh, he still has escape to do. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, so just flip that. I think Solski is because I believe this is going to be pretty much the last thing for him if he doesn't break Death Mountain. He's going to get that screw attack. Probably see him chase that.
Yeah, definitely. There's not much else for Solski to do right now other than break into the Death Mountain area. Whereas Maniacal will have to make a decision. I could see him choosing to follow that screw attack and or he's going to do some more sequence breaking, setting up a water walk here. Maybe check the Hobo and or Zor. He's got plenty of money for it.
Yeah, actually, I think this is a pretty good play here with the amount of money he's got. I wouldn't bother with the Hobo. Yeah, he's just going to ignore it as well. If he checks these items, he won't be able to get the ledge. Yeah, because he's going to move left or right here. You have to stay straight here to not break your water walk. Oh wait, he wouldn't have been able to do that. Never mind, he would have to set that up earlier.
But just missiles, so we don't care about the item anyway.
Yeah, if that is an item, generally, like, just because there's two items in Waterfall Cave and only one up there, generally what you'll see people do is just check it, and if it is, just make the loop again, just bite the bullet.
Oh, and a big item it is with Moon Pearl.
Yeah.
We still don't have full Dark World access yet. We don't have. We need a hammer or another glove for that.
Or a lamp.
Yeah, or a lamp. Well, Maniacal needs to do front of escape to get that Master Sword as well.
Yeah.
He is going to follow that screw attack.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't. I think the breakup death, even though it's only 3 items, it's not a lot. You know, it very well could just be a lamp over here, giving you that Death Mountain access. So I kind of would prefer that. I don't. This is out of logic what Maniacal's doing right here, and it's just going to cause. If there is something Gauntlet, it's just cause him to do this twice. So I'm not a fan of this right now.
No, he can get out with a screw attack.
No, I know he can get out, but let's say there's something in the back of Gauntlet.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And this is out of logic, so it's not going to be his next thing, right? So and it's only 1 item, and it's pretty long. So I would just completely skip this. Yeah, now he's got a bottle. Now he's gonna have to chase this bottle.
Yeah,
like,
can't reset the bottle because that could be the bottle that gets you sick, kid. That gets you to something. But like you said, this is still not in logic. So.
Yeah, I mean, like theoretically, he can run into space jump in these Bryn checks, and then the bottle is a hammer, like something weird like that. But this is just such a thin play. I just prefer him to skip it for now. And the bottle being the worst case scenario there, because it's like, well, I might actually need this, so.
Okay, looks like Solski's gonna do. Did he not do? Or was he just set? Oh no, he set up the water walk from Mini Moldorm. He's gonna just go ahead and do. I assume the Zora check as well. Yep. And Michael just gonna do that one check.
That's.
Or okay, maybe. Oh, you know what? He maybe just went in there just to save it. Since that door is on his way to the checks down here.
Okay, I guess just save the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's no way the ship is longer than 2 transitions. Those game transitions take forever.
But you'd have to. Maybe it's hard to say. Either way, if he finds nothing down here, he'll reset back to the ship. Yeah.
So this is the only thing that Screwtech put in logic on the side. There's one more thing in logic, which is at the logic very beginning of the game, Morph Ball, and then we have one at a logic check in the retro E-Tank.
Okay, Solski decided to check the Hobo as well, and now is in a fake flipper state, having just picked up 20 rupees. Oh God.
Yeah.
That is not what you want to find there. You can't reset a shovel, and the shovel might be something, but then again, you might have to go back up and find out the shovel's nothing. That's as bad as it gets. Well, that or the mushroom.
Or a bottle.
Or there's another. Yeah, speaking of which.
Exactly. This. Yeah. I mean. But yeah,
Okay, Solski.
exactly why I didn't like the gauntlet play, because I mean that was the worst case scenario for him. It was a fetch quest, a bottle fetch quest. He just found another bot. Well, again, granted, to be fair, also out of logic, but like he could have just stumbled on another one of those. Like it would just a time waster.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Same thing. I don't really like Solski going to hobo there. It's just it takes a while. You can just snag it later with flippers. It's being out logic right now is not going to be your progression.
Yeah, and that bottle neither bottle Maniacal has is in logic, since you need something to get up to that ceiling item. The D boost not in logic in normal mode. Okay, Solski's still staying at SM. I'm gonna guess that he's gonna break up the mountain. Or not? No, wait, no, he is. Okay.
What did
I think that eggplant sometimes confuses me as to which direction it's actually going.
he just went around the world there for some reason? Okay.
And Maniacal rightly going to go ahead and check that shovel right away. Maybe even... I don't know if he's going to check the bottle right away, since the bottle... was both bottles out of logic. But the shovel fully in logic, so I definitely want to check that right away.
Yeah, with boots at this point, I would just go ahead and go to Kakariko. Just cash it in.
You went through enough trouble to get it. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could be that high jump is Brinstar, right? And then it's the bottle, and then it's the hammer. Yep. Like, that's not that weird at this point. But.
And the shovel only getting us some power bombs. But I say I don't really mean only, because that does give him the 15 that we like to have. So, you know, that'll be nice for when he does get back into Brinstar with that morph ball.
Honestly, when you have to do a fetch quest like that and it's not progression, if you could ask for one thing, it would be power bombs.
Yeah,
so
yeah, absolutely.
You're not upset at seeing them.
Oh, and it is a hammer.
What the? Now I'm gonna get DM from notes. So I was right, Duck. I'm like, you weren't right. You were lucky. Yeah, so at this point, definitely chase that dark world. It's gonna be what makes the most. You got to think it's like high jump or speed or something you want is going to be in that Bren loop, right?
Yep.
Yep. So just do your dark world. Hopefully your moon pearl is, or not your moon pearl, your morph ball is here.
Morph ball.
And then then just do Bren loop ASAP, and you'll probably stumble into whatever was supposed to give logical access to. Shovel.
And we did see a cape over there in the Croc escape item on Solski's side, which is an interesting find. It's another one. It's another one of those more useful fetch quests. Oh, flippers! So now those flippers checks that we already did are in logic.
Yeah,
Blue Mail's nice and Ice Beam.
Yeah, snagging Hobo for Maniacal is gonna be nice and quick now. I can just it pretty much anytime he's gonna transition out after like a Bren loop or something.
Yep.
I can just pop over to Hobo real quick.
Okay, Solski looks like he's just going to go down and do the retro Brin checks. He'll find that shovel and that bottle as well.
Yeah, it's interesting when they're doing retro Brin first. There are more items over in the actual Brin loop part, even with only screw attack. I guess it's a little bit longer though, especially with when they're using Moonfall. It's pretty quick to get down here.
We're going to head over towards the pyramid ledge. Sees regular missiles, doesn't care about those. I think those missiles enough out of the way that not worth picking up. By the end of these, you usually end up with over 100 missiles. I mean, ones that are easily picked up, I say pick them up until you have charge beam, since no charge beam yet, but that's too far out of the way.
Yeah, interesting we're going to Catfish right off the bat instead of probably what the Crystal Thieves down.
So he's going to get his bottle.
Well, I hope Catfish doesn't have anything good.
We may never know. Solski?
Just a kid pushing the elevator buttons on the elevator, you know.
Yep, you'll never know. Well, if he menus, we might be able to see something, but
It
we
was a
may
heart.
never know. Was it heart? Okay.
Heart or a heart piece. He was at 3
Right,
hearts
he's got
before.
4 now. Okay. Okay, Maniacal can go ahead and check that powder that he got earlier. And then probably head over to Thieves Town and Village of Outcasts. We have rubies. Well,
Yeah, I still need some of them. We need 210, 240, 320 total. So they're technically still short for everything we need to buy for the rest of the seed. But I mean, they're gonna find them.
oh, for sure. And Maniacal might be without a Master Sword for a while because I don't think he's hitting up the front of Escape anytime soon. So
Yeah, I mean, unless the sea dries up, I wouldn't be surprised if he just completely dodges that for the rest of the game.
Yeah, easily.
I mean, he's already done pyramid.
Yep.
So you can't really combo him with a pyramid. I mean, maybe the pyramid. We haven't seen 5, 6 yet at all yet, so we have no idea what that is.
See if Maniacal does a map check anytime soon.
He must have map checked on the way to Catfish because I can't imagine. Coming over
good
here
point.
Before...
Yeah. Solski gets his hammer. Just 10 arrows in the chest game. There it is.
Okay. So yeah, Skullwoods, Thieves Sounds are. So yeah, maybe we find Mirror and then he gets Mirror and Fire Rod. Maybe he'll combo in front of Escape with Pyramid. Besides that, it's the sea's gonna have to dry up for him really to go back there.
Mm-hmm. Also noting the pendants in Swamp and Ice, but we do have flippers, so that's always an interesting one. Also means we might never see a mirror. It also means that Hookshot could be in a bad spot. Now, both these runners are capable of hovering. I would give Solski a bit of an edge on that one, though. Looks like Solski gonna do some checks over in Skull Woods first. Won't be able to complete this dungeon without a fire rod, but a lot of people think of this as more like an extra overworld. I kind of don't love that idea just because there's so many keys involved, but
yeah,
it's not a very it's a pretty quick check, especially this part of it that Solski's doing right now.
Yeah, it's less valuable than any other 2 checks because you have to do 5 checks for 2 checks.
Yep.
So it's the relative weight of each check is lower. So yeah, I generally don't like doing it, especially because you have this you kind of have to split up North and Dark Hyrule anyways, or North and South Dark Hyrule. So you kind of come into this area twice no matter what. So you can always do Thieves Town first, and then when you come back for Skull Woods, or you can just kind of do the rest when you come back, as long as one of those key items isn't in a really weird spot.
Yeah, we did see both items in Skull Woods already, so just 25 rupees total. There's a piece of heart on the bumper ledge, so we might not be picking up that cape that we saw over in the Croc Escape area.
Yeah, pretty good scout since Solski knew where that cape was. Yep. Just wanted to know about that. If that was something big, he'd definitely be looking to hell run as soon as possible.
For sure. Oh, but Maniacal won't need to hell run because we just saw Various Suit in Thieves Town.
Oh, then Solski won't either because
no, he'll get that.
So this Norfair is in logic, right? Because something had to give him access to that bottle, and whatever gave them access to that bottle will also give them access to Upper Norfair. So Upper Norfair isn't logic. Granted, they literally can't get there without whatever gave them logic. It's not like they can just completely sequence break that, but we may be doing a Morphless Upper Norfair. Where is Solski going?
He wants a potion. Four heart thieves down. I can't say I blame him for that.
He's got blue mail.
He's got blue mail. Yeah, yeah, and he should know the blind script. Although
he does not.
He does not know the blind. I was about to say. I think
he is quite famously known for not knowing what the hell he's doing in blind.
Okay, well, Solski, he should know it. He just doesn't.
Yeah, he should also know what chest to open there, because I told him, but I know he's doing it on purpose. Wrong. Solski just murdering 4 frames like that. Just, those frames had a family.
Alright, now Maniacal into his blind fight. So far on the script. I know Maniacal does know this. Alright, finishes him off. He was really good up to the 8th hit, and then the 9th hit kind of eluded him, but no, he finished
he got hit on the 8th one, and then just kind of got away from there a little bit. High jump doesn't put the gauntlet in logic, right?
No, in fact, for most runners, it's actually, I don't know if it's actually harder, it's just that you almost never have them. It's actually harder to get up, to do those wall jumps with the high jump boots than it is without.
Yeah. Gauntlet's one of those, I just always do it first, so I have no idea what the logical requirements are.
Yeah, I do it a lot too. I usually like to have at least 1 E-tank, 10 power bombs, or screw attack. Or gravity suit instead of the E-tank. Okay, Maniacal heading over to the dig spot. Or dig game. We've already done the dig spot. Doesn't even grab that piece of heart. Solski gets his Varia suit.
But yeah, I highly suspect these guys are going to end up beelining Brennstar. They know, if they're paying attention, they know they're going to get something that's probably also going to put Upper Norfair in logic. And
yeah,
I'm going to bet we're going to find our Morphball.
I think we might see Speed Booster. Because that Wave Beam with a Speed Booster puts Croc in logic.
Yeah, it would.
Although technically we still need a way to actually logically get up to Death Mountain, but details.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, so never mind, I take back what I said.
Still, if I get a Speed Booster and a Wave Beam in a normal logic seed, I'm headed to Croc.
Well, and Varia.
Yeah, oh yeah, especially I'll do it without the Varia, but with the Varia, absolutely.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna beeline Croc without the Morph Ball if it's not on logic.
Yeah, you see Solski doing very different moves here on the blind fight. And I think Maniacal may be following that book. No fire source, so not a full clearable dungeon, but we can do everything else there. And get one of our last Sphere 0. Actually, this might be our last Sphere 1 check in with Agina.
I guess I haven't seen this before.
And a shield. Which, given the choice, the runners would have turned down.
I will. There are far too many things I will take to the face because I think I have a shield.
I personally don't mind shields either, but I know Maniacal is one of those anti-shield people. Not 100% sure with Solski. And just a container heart there at Desert, but you might pick that up. I mean, we're still pretty low hearts at this point. And being a full heart container, not just the piece of heart. We'll see what Maniacal chooses to do.
Yeah, this Desert play is interesting. At this point, like, this is uncompletable. It is a crystal. I mean, if you do find the mirror, it's the world's quickest double dip because you just go into the back.
Yep.
But it's, you know, it's Pendant Swamp, so we may never find that mirror. And they know that there's got to be something to get them over to Norfair. Or excuse me, to get them over to that bottle, which may also be getting them over into Norfair. I guess Maniacal's thinking like he just missed high jump boots, which he doesn't really care about at the moment, and then he'll find them. But
point out they do both have Ice Beam now. This is not in logic in normal mode, but you can get over to Bubble Mountain by wall jumping off one of the Novas in that first room of the Cathedral area.
yeah. I mean,
I can't see making that play at this point. We're missing stuff that is in a lower sphere, so I don't know that you could go break that logic right now, but it is something they could do.
At this point, I'm even thinking like Morph is going to be over in Brinstar, and then like deeper in Brinstar or Wreck Ship or something is high jump.
Yeah.
Like they're probably thinking, oh, I'm the one sphere ahead, and all I've skipped is high jump. But like, high jump could be, you know, deeper, and this Dark World access could have been a lot further into the seed. So like, I mean, like these early Dark World checks, you're going to do these no matter what in SMZ3. But at this point, like going to like this Desert play, which is, well, okay.
Oh, there's a mirror. Speaking of.
Every time I'm going, man, I don't like this play because it's inefficient. Someone will find something huge and make it look like a jackass. I stand by my point, though. The result-oriented thinking.
Yeah, Maniacal does pick up that heart container and is going to save and quit. Now, let's see where he goes next. And here we get to see, we'll actually get to see the catfish item. Oh, it was just 20 rupees. Okay.
Oh, where'd he get his heart then? I could have sworn he was at 3 hearts before going over to catfish.
Don't know. We may never know. Okay, Maniacal maybe trying going back to the Dark World so he can do some of these mirror checks.
Yeah, I mean, why would you be going this? You would just go to the swamp to do K45.
Yeah, maybe he wants to do Graveyard Ledge. It's so far out of the way.
I mean, if you're gonna if you get that mirror, just go up the mountain. You can do Paradox Cave.
Yeah, you can.
And Hera.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised Maniacal. I mean, of all the sequence breaking he's done, has not gone up to the mountain. But yeah, you can do Hera. You can do all the East Death Mountain stuff.
And Solski making the same play here, which is
Okay, this is Skullwitz from Maniacal, so he's gonna pick up his 25 rupees and be done with it. I mean, I don't blame him for not wanting to go into Brinstar without the Morph Ball, but you know that screw attack came up pretty Sphere 1.
But yeah, here's the thing: screw attack came up in Sphere 1, right?
Yeah.
They got nothing from that screw attack, right?
Not
yet. So yeah, it could possibly just be high jump, which gets you nothing besides it just being a really nice item. Like at this point, I more feel like the more likely thing is they didn't skip one sphere, they skipped 2.
Yep.
So, like, doing some of these inefficient checks before going back there seems... I mean, they got the mirror. This really isn't going to hurt them, but that is such luck they got the mirror there.
Maniacal seeing that piece art on the bumper ledge, so when he sees that cape, he knows he'll know he won't need to get it for that. He will be able to check both the Graveyard Ledge and the King's Tomb here then. So at least it's 2 checks, not just 1. And just arrows at Graveyard Ledge. Solski getting his mirror.
Yeah, let's see what he does with it. I mean, I suppose not going again because like you're saying Death Mountain's still out of logic. So, yeah. Like so, there's if this mirror is the path forward, I guess that's what Maniacal's thinking. It's not up in that Hera area. It's going to be down here.
Okay, picks up half magic at King's Tomb, which is a nice item. It's not the progression we're looking for.
You know, it'd be hilarious. Mitts in Brinstar. That would that's the comedy option.
There you go.
That is the comedy option right there.
Head over to Pod now. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my same thoughts apply here, where it's like, yeah, if you were thinking you just like when they found it, fine, just go to Dark World, right, and then hope you just skip high jump and then you get it later. At this point, it really smells like you skipped more than one thing.
No, he's not going to Pod now. If he didn't fill up his bottle, so he's just headed to K45.
Well, you can mimic clip Pod, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. I don't know. I assume Maniacal knows how to do that, but potion glitching is so much faster.
Well, it depends how fast you get at the mimic clip.
Yeah, okay, you make a good point.
Plus, the time to like especially with the bottles being empty now, just the time to fill it up.
Especially with no flute, just flute right over there. And we're gonna get a Bombos tablet check over on Solski's side. Maniacal can check this, but he won't be able to actually get it since he doesn't have that Master Sword yet.
Yeah, well, Solski's gonna just completely beat him to it, so.
Oh my god.
Well, okay, you're ahead of me.
Wow, that is a Morph Ball on the Bombos tablet. Maniacal without a Master Sword yet is gonna need to get to the front of Escape. It might be a while.
Yeah, that's really bad for Maniacal.
Yeah, it really is.
Not having that sword.
I've never seen the hint for the Morph Ball. There it is. Why can't Metroid crawl? Rather appropriate. I'm almost happy that Maniacal didn't have that Master Sword just so we could see the hint. Oh, and he's going to go into Swamp Palace, which definitely is not where he needs to be going. Of course, Swamp has swords so often, you know?
Unless he spikes something here, you know, Solski's going to be real disinclined to really ever come in here. If there is something in here, especially like maybe like a medallion or a cane or something, something that doesn't block a lot, this could potentially be huge for Maniacal. It's always annoying when randomizer seeds, like, you know, Solski, you know, a little bit more efficient full clearing, getting that sword, and then the reason Maniacal is going to go in here, and if he does spike something, it's because he's effectively behind, and all of a sudden the guy, you're now winning because you were losing. It's one of the annoying things about the randomizer sometimes. Yeah,
and I'm also going to note that Maniacal went and checked the Uncle right away at the very beginning of the seed, which makes it a little less incentive to head back to the front of Escape because you have two fewer checks in the overall area since you've already done the Uncle check. Also, without the hook shot, he won't have the benefit of being able to do the diver down. I know Maniacal is able to do it with the bombs, not just with the King of Samaria, but it's irrelevant if you don't have hook shot because you can't steal the key to do it. Oh, and a tempered sword there at Hera for Solski. So Solski now 2 swords up on Maniacal.
Well, that does give Maniacal another sword to get his morph ball. So, I mean, this is another... It looks like he's pretty hard avoiding this because it's out of logic, but I would prefer to see this before the Brinstar checks.
With tempered sword, this should be a pretty easy fight for Solski. And it is. Well, so that's an interesting one. Solski may never get that.
What did... Sorry, my stream...
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. The Big Chest had a hook shot. So vanilla hookshot in Pendant Swamp for runners that can hover.
This is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, at this point, Maniacal is going to obviously finish off this dungeon. There's no reason to leave anything in the back. If there is something in the back there, or I guess we haven't seen Ped, right?
Nope. We have not.
So, and this is not... Is this Green Pendant? No.
No. Green Pendant is Eastern.
Oh, Eastern, right, okay.
And never mind, he can do the diver down strap because he does have the hook shot and was able to steal the key. And looks like he's setting up for it right now. This makes this left side much, much quicker than it used to be.
Yeah, he can put that bomb like when he's into the wall. I don't know why there's a setup where you don't have to be off the wall there.
Meanwhile, we're going to see Paradox Cave from Solski. Actually, okay, he's just grabbing the mirror so he can go in this way and delete the block. It's a little faster this way. From Spiral Cave. I didn't see what was in Spiral Cave.
Yeah, I'm also not entirely sure why Solski is doing these checks right now when getting that morph. Again, this next bit of progression, you may want to try to put this off until you have mitts or something to do all of it at once.
Mm-hmm.
Just morph opens up so much, just especially when you get it. Like even with this is relatively juicy, I just still think just going and chasing morph is the better option usually.
And we have a gravity suit. We have a gravity suit and bomb, so we get our can fly and we get our Meridia access. That also gives us access to the wrecked ship, I believe.
Yeah. Well, this is why I'm not playing this anymore.
So, Maniacal really needs to find, in my opinion, really needs to find something more than just that hook shot here, since it's not going to be required for the seed.
Well, either that or, well, I guess Hookshot Cave is hoverable too.
Yeah. So, Solski, like I said, more than capable of hovering. So it's not as big of an advantage as it could have been. And one of the annoying things about can fly bombs is it puts this check that Solski's about doing logic. It's just really, really slow with bombs instead of speed booster or space jump. And all that just for missiles.
So it'll be interesting to see if he decides to do the Brin. He knows there's going to be a nice movement item for him over there. But this is the kind of seed that you would look to delay Bryn. So it's going to be interesting to see when that decision is made. Bryn being so many items, me knowing I'll at least get some movement over there at least, I think I would tend to want to still beeline it.
Yep. So Maniacal...
More than likely enough, something else will be there.
Yep.
And you're going to get at least something for your troubles.
So Maniacal picked up a lamp in the back of Swamp, which is a really interesting item. at this point, any runner still in this tournament is going to be perfectly capable of doing dark rooms without that lamp. But the fire rod, if the fire rod is hidden behind the lamp somewhere, then that could be a really big play. We have not seen any sign of the fire rod yet.
Yeah, at this point, the most likely way for that to happen, something like mitts behind some fire loft location.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't. Did we get both items out of? Well, never mind. There's. Can I like commentate my own matches so I can like curse myself into getting good stuff? Is that possible?
Yeah, I wish it worked that way, right?
Yeah. Unless Argus drops something. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the significant things in Swamp are interesting items, useful items. One not hard required, the other one possibly hard required, but usually not.
Yeah, as long as Solski has his hovering game up today, this is a pretty decisive advantage for him right now.
Yep.
You know, everyone sometimes you just miss your hovers. If you do that in Hookshot Cave and something is in Hookshot Cave, he could potentially miss something there.
Yep. Okay, this looks like the mountain play for Maniacal. So he'll at least get that Master Sword, so he'll be able to get his Morph Ball pretty soon.
Yeah, Maniacal's pretty confused at this point. Just because, like, he's now doing... You know, he was trying to stay in logic, now he's doing stuff out of logic. He's going to find his sword here. Maybe able to deduce that his other sword is an escape at this point.
Yeah, that could be. Which he may or may not decide to go pick up at that point. Capable of doing Master Sword. Even Master Sword Silverless, maybe not the thing he wants to do. I don't know. It's a pretty slow and difficult fight, even for experienced runners.
Yeah, but if you're 100% sure it's there, like, Master Sword Ganon, for someone who's very good at Master Sword, the Master Sword fight, still adds 2 minutes to the fight.
Yep.
So if you know the Tempered Sword is there, it's not the worst grab to get.
And he does have that mirror, so if he does, you know, if we get that Pyramid Fairy check or something like that, if he's in the area, then maybe he goes in and does it. And with Skullwoods being the other 5/6 crystal, Fire Rod could get him over there.
We're finally going to get our first SM boss kill here at nearly the hour mark.
Yeah, Maniacal's going to check this tablet and realize there's nothing there. And we'll get his Master Sword. Now, it makes more sense that Maniacal would full clear East Death Mountain since he's right here and doesn't yet have the Morph Ball. On the other hand, he might just go ahead and beeline that Morph Ball. We'll have to see what he chooses to do.
Yeah, we'll see where Solski goes next. He's got a lot of interesting options. He can fairly easily just go ahead and do Lower Norfair right now. He's got plenty of supers to kill Ridley. Just has those Morph Ball bombs, though, is the only thing that's a little slow for worst room in the game. I guess the main reason not to do that right now is we don't have Flute, so you may not be able to get back to Mire. You don't want to do 2 lava dives.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a gravity jump, but it would be a high jump with gravity jump, which is, you know, not trivial. Certainly both these runners more than capable of doing it if it comes down to it.
It's trivial adjacent. But yeah, I think the not having Mire access right now, not having, like, I'm more inclined to make the early lava dive if I have Flute, because the only way I'll have to re-lava dive if his mitts are specifically in the Mire area at that point. If I have mitts but no Flute, then it's a little bit more likely it's going to be a fluteless seed, and I don't want to do that as soon as possible. So I mean, got a lot of this. I mean, this kind of happens in these seeds where you have big chunks of SM, and they all have a reason for you not to do them. Bryn Loop doesn't have a boss; it can just be completely skipped if there's not a hard required item there. Wreck Ship, we don't have speed, so we can't clear it. Plus, it's a wreck ship, and everyone hates it. Norfair's got the reasons like I said before, and then Meridia is also kind of just a nightmare to full clear. And if it has nothing, then you just kind of waste a lot of time.
Yeah, and Meridia in particular, we have no good movement items for Meridia, and getting to Dragon, I guess it's in logic with the back door.
It's in logic with the back door.
The back door. Both these runners will be able to ice clip if they so desire, though. So yeah, definitely can full clear it if they want to.
Yeah, I tend to prefer the back door. You avoid the bot moon kill entirely. Yep. And another thing is, like, if there's an item you need it in the back, if you front door it, you got to clear the whole thing. And if because you got to kill Dragon anyways, right? So and then you have to get the item in the back. But if you backdoor and there's something in the front, like you have to clear it no matter what, both ways. I don't know. You just have like the option of bailing out if there's an item in the back and you kill Dragon because you got the two things you needed.
And Maniacal, I did not realize we left an item behind in Hera, and of course Solski, not having a fire source when he was here earlier, was not able to check this. Maniacal will be able to check with this lamp. So if this is something important, this could be pretty big. Solski can check the rest of the high jump area, and looks like he's going to go ahead and grab those supers. I like the grabbing supers until you find charge beam.
Yeah, until we have about 60, and then we're fine.
Just a heart container, so nothing in the basement of Hera.
Yeah, so as far as hard firelock locations, we have left side Mire then?
Yep, and Landmo.
Landmo, right. Which we found the one item. I don't remember if there was a second one.
Yeah, we found the mirror. I don't recall if we found 2 items in there or not. Okay, so we're gonna head over to Bubble Mountain. Oh, there's a 3rd bottle in Spiral Cave. Just what we need another one of.
It certainly was a spring ball strat, so let's try there. Just roll under Rolling Tide, Rising Tide. Just unless you're like
especially if you have Gravity Suit.
Unless you're like one of like 3 people, just roll through Rising Tide. It's fine.
Yeah, I do. It might be a while before either one of these guys gets there. I do wonder what it is. There's got to be something in Brinstar at some point that we're just gonna be missing. Could be that speed booster, space jump, high jump boot, something to get us. Although that the ice beam was out of logic when we got it. So
yeah, like I was saying, like this is the kind of seed where it's like I would just kill the SM bosses before doing Brinstar, just because it might be nothing.
Yeah.
And if it is nothing, you might as well just kill the bosses before checking it. But because I know, well, there's so many items there, and because I know I'm going to get something over there, just bite the bullet and do it. Because especially if it's a movement item, it's going to make the rest of your SM faster, so it's going to pay you back that way. And very well could be like speed or something, which might be required for some of these checks.
Yeah, there's only one location that you can't scout or get without speed, and that's the waterway item. But there are plenty of locations that you can only look at without the speed booster, and who knows what we'll find in any of those locations.
Yeah, I guess speed is the main reason not to do Bryn at this point. But I mean, the seat's already hinted a little bit that it might be over there too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's an interesting. I don't know if there's necessarily a right or wrong call here. Like I said, there's seeds do that when it just gives you items that you can full clear SM.
Mm-hmm.
There's like reasons not to do every location, honestly.
Okay, it looks like Maniacal is going to go start out in Norfair and possibly work his way up with that Morph Ball. Probably going to at least do Kraid, and then we'll see what he does after that.
Yeah, I do like this routing choice from Maniacal. Starting with Kraid if you have the ability to get up Red Tower and have this access here.
Yep.
Because if you go up Red Tower, you have the option of, at that point, either doing Wreck Ship or doing the Bren Loop right off the bat. Could also just make the call to go into Norfair right here.
I think we saw an E-Tank over there at the main Bubble Mountain Missile. So says 3 E-Tanks is enough for me. With Gravity Suit, I can see that. We're definitely to the point in the tournament where we're going to get runners that really don't need all those extra E-Tanks. Yeah, we are going to get a croc play from Solski.
Do you keep your mock ball speed with spring ball when you jump?
I don't think so. It's a good question. Maybe Azure in chat can answer that question. We do definitely have someone in chat that can answer that question for sure.
Those are the kind of questions that are just secretly at Azure.
He says he keeps some of it. Solski sees bombs at Croc, doesn't want any part of them. And actually, mock balls are one of the reasons why some runners don't like the spring ball, because it can mess up your mock balls when you have that spring ball.
Yeah, when I first started, I actually just did not like spring, because I didn't know the spring ball strats or some of the tricks. So I would avoid picking it up, honestly, and people made fun of me for it. And now I'm definitely a convert, though, to the way of the spring ball.
Maniacal getting in very nice ice escape with the mock ball there. That's not an easy trick to perform, so. And an ice rod at Croc, so we do need to go to Croc at some point. Solski going to do this from the back door. The way the game expects you to check the items at Croc in a normal seed with this item set is to use bomb jumps to get up to the 2 items there. If you're good at the gate glitch, this is probably a little bit faster.
Yeah, it's just pick your poison. The bomb jumps are gonna be slow. The gate glitch. I mean, if you one-shot it, it could be faster.
Yep.
I
guess if you're good at it. But even if you're good at gate glitching, it's just one of those strats that just can leave you and just go away for a little bit.
I mean, any pixel perfect strats like that, like it's just sometimes you're gonna hit it, sometimes you're not.
Solski going for the Indiana Jones strat, doesn't get it. So he'll have to bomb jump up for this too.
Is it still the Indiana Jones strat if you don't have speed and high jump?
Yeah, I mean, the whole point is the grapple beam is like your whip, so I'm going to still call it that. Does make it more difficult, though.
Yeah, it's so much, like, the first time you try it and then you look at the speedrun, it's like, how are they doing it? And then you just try it once with that item loadout, and it's pretty easy.
Actually pretty amazing that that is the intended way, though, to get that item, is to use the grapple beam when it's, like, the hardest way to get it of all the possible ways.
Yeah, and it's a nightmare to reset up.
Okay, so Crocomire holding the goods with that ice rod, but that was it. See if Maniacal decides to go and do his Crocomire. I don't think he's done Kraid yet, though. I think he went straight over to did these Norfair checks first. Solski does decide to pick up the cape. It is a nice safety. If Spike Cave becomes a thing and we don't have the blue cane, definitely easier to use that cape than to have to get enough bottle or fill a bottle to do it or something like that.
Yeah, I think he was just coming out of here just because that's what he wanted his routing. Oh, he might be doing this right away, actually, though. Well, he does have mitts too, so he can pretty much full clear Death Mountain. So we'll see if he does these hovers.
He's gonna do Spike Cave first. I missed where those mitts were.
I think it was Alpha Power Bombs.
Ah.
Right when I was talking about fire locking mitts,
Yep.
is right when Solski picked them up.
Yep.
I didn't even see them. I just saw the tracker getting marked with them. I was like, what the... so mad.
Well, just money in Spike Cave.
Yeah, I would have expected to just do the Dark Death Mountain play, especially like you said, Solski and Hover. You can just clear it out, get all the things, and then you can finish up with Spike Cave. Like,
Spike Cave
combos
is
it naturally with that, and it's 6 other items. Granted, 4 or 3 of them would be out of logic. But
yeah, Spike Cave is definitely a good way to finish that Dark Death Mountain set of checks. Because no one wants to have to walk out of Spike Cave. You almost never see someone walk out of Spike Cave. Maniacal doesn't know it right now. He did make the right choice in going to Crocomire because he is going to get that ice rod. Nothing worse than an ice rod hunt. So good, we're not going to have one from either one of our runners.
yeah, we're finally going to see this back of Gauntlet. We're finally going to see what the heck the Seed wanted us to find in Brinstar. And it's definitely the case that anything that puts retro in logic also puts this in logic, so it's not like...
Free E-Tank, might as well take it.
He's already got 3.
No, I mean,
3 in Gravity and Mario.
It's like what, a second fanfare as opposed to the 7-second?
Eh.
And granted, he's probably going to run into 10 more throughout the seed that he has no choice to grab. Michael picks up his ice rod. Looks like Maniacal also going to go for the gate glitch to get the rest of the croc items. Unfortunately for him, we know there's nothing going to be here. Unfortunately, Maniacal also having a little bit more trouble with that green gate glitch.
Yeah, I prefer the method where you do it on the way down. It just seems a little easier for me.
There he gets it. Nice use of the wave beam to see what the item in back there was, and Solski says, I don't need a 50 tank. 4 is good.
Yeah, especially with screw attack and everything, like... Ice beam. That's why you turn Ice beam off.
Yep. It's not quite as bad when you have ice and wave, but yeah. Like, ice beam instead of pea shooter is just the worst.
Like, the only time I'll really consider leaving it on is with, like, a full beam. Because then pretty much everything's just getting 2-shotted no matter what.
Yep. Okay, Maniacal sees those rupees and knows he's gotten everything that he can get out of this area. Probably will also pick up that cape on his way out. We'll see what he chooses to do next. Alright, we do still have the cosign room. But there was nothing here either. Alright, now their ammo pretty good. Maniacal 50-45, Solski with 75-40. More than enough if you want to do a Ridley fight. Obviously, if they don't get charged, they'll need more for Mother Brain.
Yeah, not that much more at this point. They're pretty close.
Yeah, well, 3 more super packs or 3 more for Maniacal, 4 more for Solski. And for every missing super pack, you need 3 regular missile packs. They've already got more than enough of the missiles you would require, so that 40-60 being the absolute minimum.
Solski just missed his setup. He's doing this very far forward. I think there's like multiple different places.
Yeah, there's several different places. Okay, Maniacal gonna go back into Link to the Past. A little surprised he doesn't at least kill Kraid.
I'm surprised Solski doesn't know the like he uses Moonwalk. I'm surprised he doesn't know the Moonwalk setup for that one. When we have it on, it feels like this feels like a setup you should learn.
I'm gonna go and check his Spike Cave. For him, this makes more sense because he doesn't have the mitts yet to do the rest of the Dark Death Mountain area.
So there's gotta be something on charge missiles, right?
I would think so. We haven't.
Yeah,
Have we?
It's literally the last place for whatever put. Unless there's a spot I'm missing, like.
And there it is. It's the speed booster.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
I just had a feeling it was going to be speed.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been annoying to double dip this, but like, it's just such a big get at that point. Like if they had done this super early, right? Like,
yep.
Sure, they would have had to come all the way back out with that, right?
Yep.
But all these other SMs, they would have checks they've had speed booster already.
Yep, which would have been nice.
So checking it and getting it really wouldn't have lost them that much time.
Looks like Maniacal gonna go ahead and do his Bryn Star loop right now. We'll see which way he chooses to do it. Going to check the bomb Chorizo first and just getting 5 rupees, but he's got bombs, so we gotta fight. Of course, blink and you miss it. You know, the fastest way to do this looks like he's setting up for that two missiles and 1 super. We'll clean this up very quickly. An ether medallion over there in the pipe missiles for Solski, which may or may not be needed. See what the rest of Blue Brinstar has for us on Solski's side. Maniacal will have the advantage of having already checked that front gauntlet item. He will check the back gauntlet items with the power bombs. Won't need to get them.
These guys sure do love their spring ball.
And a Quake medallion. 2 of our 3 medallions. Whether either one of them will be necessary or not, we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's more likely not one of them is, making the whole Bryn loop required.
And a nice space jump for Solski there at Billy Mays. Doesn't pick up the reserve tank. He's got 8 E-tanks and some number of reserves. Definitely doesn't need that at this point. I didn't notice
Yeah.
he picked up like he went into the Bryn loop with 3 E-tanks and even skipped one, and now he's got 8. So
Yeah.
lots
yeah,
of E-tanks.
reserves, you're really only going to be picking up if you're pre-Varia and thinking hell runs.
Michael, oh, he's gonna grab this E-tank, but he didn't grab the one in the back of Gauntlet, and of course he doesn't know that he's about to pick up like 5 more. So I think I exaggerate a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, they're actually going to come out the same amount of E-tanks, just skipping a different one.
Yep. Just Container Heart at the Criteria Supers location.
Yeah. Now after this Bryn loop, they still have a couple interesting decisions. We still have Ridley on the table, granted out of logic.
Yep.
Lower Norfair is always kind of attractive because it's just very linear. It doesn't benefit much from like a go mode situation, as opposed to like Wreck Ship and Meridia, which benefit hugely. And then
yeah, Meridia routing is just horrible. You know,
yeah.
I compare Lower Norfair to Turtle Rock. You know.
Oh, they have
yeah.
Space Jump. Really isn't logic. Never mind. I forgot
yeah, that's true. And then I compare Meridia a little more to Pod, particularly Pod if you don't have like a mirror or something. Just trying to route through Meridia is just such a pain. And I know you know the Hundo route, which is a whole lot of backtracking, a whole lot of places.
Yeah, it's one of the Meridia, the Hundo route's one of the places that doesn't really work in Rando because you can save scum the.
Yep.
You're not actually trying to get all the items. You're just trying to find out what they all are.
Yep.
So since you can save scum, generally you just do like a little bit more of a straightforward route through Meridia. It's another reason I prefer the backtrack because I think it makes the sandpit checks a little bit nicer. Because you can do a sandpit check into like Shack Tool and then up to Plasma to do like kind of the quasi Hundo route, and then if you found anything on that loop, you can just complete the loop.
Yeah, whereas if you try and do it before Dragon, there's a lot of times where you see something in that sandpit and it's something you really, really want, but if your intent is to go to Dragon next, it's like, okay, do I reset and come back, or do I just go do the whole loop around? It's a big pain. I think Solski's gonna head over to the Wreck Ship though right now.
Yeah, I think with like a front, you can also like check both of them, and if only one has it, like you back all the way out and pick it up on the way out, and then just exit Norfair. Well, there's our fire rod.
Yeah, well, so much for that lamp really mattering that much. Solski getting that fire rod. We'll probably never get that lamp. I don't think he's heading he's not going into the swamp. Unless we end up on a search for something like, I don't know, a Cane of Samaria or something like that.
Yeah, even then, going into Pendant Hookless Swamp.
Yeah,
like that's literally going to be the last on his agenda.
Yeah, I don't see him going in there anytime.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're pretty much in each other's footsteps right now, so Solski's got a, like, 2 to 3 minute lead here, looks like. You know, whether or not Maniacal actually goes into Wreck Ship next, by the time he, like, kind of comes up to the surface, that's about where it's going to be. And
a lot of that is going to be that swamp play for Maniacal. Now, Maniacal is going to gain a little bit back, because even though Solski is going to be more than capable of doing all those dark rooms, it is going to be slower for him without the lamp. Plus, we don't know how, like you talked about earlier, we know he can hover, but we don't know how on that hovering could be. Kind of like the Green Gate glitch, you know, sometimes it's there, sometimes for you, sometimes not as much, so.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, we may see him not do the hookshot kick, but if he gets to go mode, and that's like you're gonna go up the tower and just have faith they're gonna be able to get it eventually.
Yep, exactly.
But each Moldor miss is a good 15 seconds to set it back up. So, you know, if Maniacal can close the gap a little bit, He will have the hook shot there to just be able to get it first try easy.
And still a lot more game to play, a lot more items to pick up. We haven't found a bow. We haven't found bow, cane. Actually, really, bow, cane, and possibly the bombos is what we're looking for at this point. Obviously, we'll need either ammo or charge beam, but ammo's going to be, you know, it's a rare seed where ammo becomes an issue without the charge beam.
I just started learning Phantoon first, and I realized how much easier Dopplers are when you come into this fight with 70 missiles versus like 10.
It's like, it's actually pretty darn significant. Like 15 versus 20 is significant. 10 versus 15 even more so.
Yeah, I mean even doing like a Dopplers and like the crate first route before I learned X Factors, you generally have more there too. It's just like just one other thing to make that fight possible.
Maniacal gonna pick up his space jump. So yeah, everything in Super Metroid now in logic for both runners.
Yeah, literally everything. I mean, the only SM item we're even missing is high jump.
Yep.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, they at least have screw attacks, so like high jump can make something, or high jump with speed can make some things pretty awkward, but they're not really going to be taking damage because of it, because of that screw attack. So.
And spiky rumor death when you have bow suits and 8 E-tanks is not really that scary.
Oh, they ran into the high jump. What the?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
I missed that.
No, I saw chat making fun of me, and I didn't know why they were.
Oh, obviously, because we can't see.
Yeah, because of high jump, yeah.
Oh, right side super. Okay. Shout out to Ruvian, our tracker, paying more attention to things than we are apparently.
Yeah. So I mean, high jump, boots, speed, space jump. Like, yeah, this is when the game gets fun. You know, Solski at least has a lot of SM left. So got the lower north air, so got Meridia. All those movement items are going to make his life pretty easy.
Goes to where Maniacal heads. It looks like he's going to first check the criteria power bombs. Nothing here, but he's going to save a little bit of time compared to what Solski did, since he was able to use Speed Booster to get up here. Solski having bomb jumped his way up.
Yeah. Solski completing his goal of kissing every single spark in the attic. Went out of his way for a couple of ones there.
And just a single arrow, so not going to go out of our way to pick that up. Maniacal picking up that fire rod. He now knows that he's gonna. He now knows he's gonna be a bit behind because of that swamp play.
Well, he still hasn't found his. Yeah, but I guess he's got to know that sword's got to be somewhere else.
Yep. And Maniacal also going to do the wreck ship play. My guess is in Maniacal's case, he'll probably take this back to Red Tower, X-Ray, and then do those checks. Solski, having already done those checks, I guess goes back to Link to the Past, or maybe he goes into Meridia, or maybe goes into. He's got his choices: Meridia, Norfair. The Norfair check, a little bit of a tough call. Although, no, he's got flute now, so it's not as big a deal. If
Yeah, if I have that flute, I'm doing.
Yeah,
you can
just
still grab
engine
those. Of course, I would use the flute to get there.
Yep.
He's going to find the mitts, so I'll expect him to dip back out, activate the flute, and then perhaps head to there. And then we still need to finish off Lamo. Now would be a pretty good time to do it if he's going to do that.
Yep.
Does have a fire rod, can just finish him off, Lamo off that way pretty quickly. Right, I think Solski got like a 4-cycle fan too. Let's see if I can top that one.
And did we see anything else in the Rook ship after we picked up those high jump boots? Because I'm not seeing much.
Don't think so.
So this is a situation where I could see, I mean, if Maniacal is feeling a bit behind from that swamp play, that maybe he skips the top of Wreck ship, gains a little time that way.
I mean, at this point, what do we need? We need Bo and Kane?
Pretty much. I mean, Charge Beam would be nice. Plasma would be nice.
Maybe Bombos? Like, that's literally it. Bo, Kane are the hard requires. Bombos is a maybe, and then we're done.
Yep.
So we'll see both of those about an hour and a half, because that's how it always works out.
Well, I've had some really long go -1 SMZ3, so
yeah.
it can happen. Hey, I'm go -1 at 1:30. Hey, I'm still go -1 at 2:30.
Yeah.
This game does that to you.
Yeah, the problem with the SM is, so it adds 100 items to link to test is 216. Yep. But it doesn't add the same amount of progression that Link to the Past does. Especially because you don't. There's so much in the SM is not. I think I've heard you say before that you need Morph Ball, the rest is negotiable.
Yep. That's exactly
so
right.
it's there's a lot of things that will get you into go mode, depending on your comfort level. So like you really only need it adds 100 places, and you really only need like 3 of those things. And Morph just by design kind of has to be relatively early.
Yeah.
99% of the time. So really, the effect that SMZ3 has, it just takes the Link to the Past items and just spreads it out over another game.
Okay, Maniacal is going to at least check the E-Tank. We'll see if he leaves the Wreck ship after this. Maniacal is one of those runners I commonly do see skipping the upper half of Wreck ship, so... Yeah, there's certain other players that get are rather famous or infamous for it, even though they don't do it as much as people think. But Maniacal is definitely one of the ones that does do it more than I think he's given credit for.
Yeah, so generally when you're making that play, though, you need to spike something early. If you coming in here you haven't found anything yet, you're generally going to clear it.
Yeah, well, we'll see what he chooses to do. I think in this case, it really depends on how he feels about that, having done that swamp play. Does it make him feel further behind? This is a corner he can cut. But looks like he is going to go ahead and full clear it. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
It's such a tough call.
The way you're going to catch up isn't by skipping something your opponent did; it's by doing something your opponent skipped and finding something.
Yep. Solski can go ahead and just clear up Swamp Palace, or sorry, Skull Woods, which to me seems swampy as well, but whatever. Just for the color scheme.
You should see what the Death Mountain color scheme.
I'm gonna get Solski anything. We already cleared both items out of here, but on the other hand, you have to do it at some point. And he's got that book, and he's got that mirror, so maybe we'll get a pet check after this. That's one thing that could bring Maniacal right back in. If pet is required, if that cane is there. It can't be the bow, because Eastern's gonna need a bow.
Yeah, it could be Bombos if...
yeah, it could be Bomb.
Oh, wait, no, it's Ice Bow. I got my spouse and Meyer confused for a second.
Yep, we are going to see that ped check. I believe that's an X-ray scope. We're definitely not getting that.
Whoa. That's exactly where I want X-ray to be every time. Yeah, we don't really have any, like, especially with that bow and like kind of our dungeon layout. We don't really have a lot of like juicy dungeons doing Link to the Past at this point. We already basically did Desert Palace. We can just knock that off whenever we do Lower Norfair or Mire. Turtle Rock is unless Bow's in there, that's pretty much gonna be our last dungeon at this point.
Yeah, you're not gonna be going. You can't go into Turtle Rock to look for that cane.
Yeah, I mean, Bow and Turtle Rock is a pretty big meme.
And I mean, you could break pod and maybe see if you get a Cane of Samaria in there. Unlike regular Link to the Past, where we've created to now have progressive bows, so that you could actually sequence break a bow in pod. Can't get that here because we don't have progressive bows. We already have the silvers anyway. It's got to be the actual bow. So while bow and pod is a possibility, it's definitely less likely in this game because there's only a couple places it could be, depending on your key layout, of course.
No, I was about to say I was wondering if Solski was going to continue this, or he. Nope. All right. I think I'd been inclined to carry that into a backdoor Meridia there instead of looping back around here. Like Meridia, Meridia's one of those places. It's what we were saying before. It's annoying to do, but like you don't really want to put it off that long. Like if you have something better to do, go for it. But there's just so many locations there that it's unwise to put it off too long. Although I mean, Lower Norfair also a good option here. I think maybe that's what Solski's thinking.
Yeah, activating that flute, that makes a lot of sense. He can also scout out Mire to find out what medallion he needs. Okay, there's those Titansmiths. Maniacal picks them up.
Yeah, and I would like this is a very minor thing, but optimally, I think the best thing to do would be leave Desert until the next time you come to Mire. Because you'll get a free refill, and you do want those beams early on in Mire. And it's going to be the exact same speed whether you do it now or later.
Yep, absolutely. Now I'm going to do his X-ray check. This will be really quick. X-ray is super easy when you have both space jump and screw attack.
Yeah. One of the other big things is when you get this close to go mode, and you don't have medallion knowledge, the scouts become very important. Because you never really want to be in a situation where you haven't seen them. You're in go mode except for knowing what the medallions are. So especially basically the only thing that could be in Turtle, which require like an extra dip up the mountain at this point, would be Bow in Turtle Rock. I think doing Dark Death Mountain also is a pretty good idea here.
Well, and Maniacal may be more inclined to do it because he does have that hook shot. Solski will have to hover if he wants to full clear the hook shot cave.
Yeah, I think that might be the only thing keeping Solski away from those checks at this point, but like I said, once you're at this point, this close to go mode, like you really, because you don't want to be in that where you don't know, and you don't know whether you should be full checking everything or not. Because either you're going to full check everything and you didn't need to, and that wasted a bunch of time, or you're not actually in go mode, and then now you have a bunch of like orphan locations that you just kind of flew right past.
So Maniacal is going to take this to Kraid. He hasn't actually done that yet. And then we'll see. And then actually, if he routes this the way I think he's going to, I really like this. He can route this into Kraid and then go back into Death Mountain from the Norfair portal and do those Dark Death Mountain checks.
Yeah, I mean, really, this lead is basically just because Maniacal skipped escape early. It really shows you like how bad missing something sphere, even just a sword. You know, a sword is something that you think you could be escapable. In this situation, it really wasn't. You know, if he had done those Death Mountain sequence breaks maybe a little earlier, it wouldn't have hurt him too much. But it was pretty adamant about staying in logic there. Which again shows you staying in logic not always the best thing.
Yeah.
It can hurt you just as much as it can help you.
It works, but staying in logic, breaking logic work both ways. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it hurts. There's no one size fits all for every seed.
Yeah, I tend to lean towards the just logic or not, just do the things that are the most efficient
I
in
agree.
order. And the only exception to that being like if know where things can't be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if Cold Stare has an item, then or has a key, then Samaria can't be behind Cold Stare.
Yep. Oh, Maniacal having a little trouble with this Kraid fight. Did not get the quick kill. Could it be an Ice Palace play from Solski?
No, I think this is backdoor.
Okay, no, that makes a lot more sense. Pendant Ice here? No.
Yeah, I
no
think.
Sense. I like the backdoor Dragon play. You can do the little bit of that area very quickly, and you can go back to the rest of Meridian any time.
Yeah, but you could just do lower Norfair here now. You're pretty much outfitted to the teeth. Like it's not going to get faster at any point. It's very, like I said, it's very linear. You don't have that scout. If Meyer itself is Bombos, that's a huge bit of information right there. Maria has enough location, like easily could find Bo and Kane here. That wouldn't be that weird. And then it's then what do I do without any of those scouts?
Okay, Maniacal heading down into Norfair, so I think this is going to be the Dark Death Mountain check.
Let's see what Strat Solski opts to do here. The shines ends up being a little bit faster, although he doesn't have charge to do the X Factor opener. So you have to get 3 pretty good shines here to actually kill Dragon. If he just goes with the grapple, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea.
Yeah, especially if you can get a nice quick grapple.
Yeah, in either case, you should definitely open with the shine though. Just we're gonna lower Dragon's health. Pretty much misses Dragon there though. Yeah, it isn't gonna. Yeah, the shine into the grapple, not a bad idea. It's got to be careful here with the screw attack. It does get the grapple off. Very
nice. Okay, Maniacal is gonna open up the portal from up here. I like that. If it's a medallion he has, he can just go ahead and open up Turtle Rock right now, even though there's no reason to go in it since you can't do anything. Oh, and it is Bombos. Okay.
Yeah, so that's that
nope,
is.
You don't have that.
a pretty big piece of information.
Yeah, it is.
We're also going to see kind of Maniacal's real big hope here is if something is in here.
Yep.
And even then, where he's not safe from Solski because Solski could just hover this. That chest
that
is
item,
meaningless.
yeah, that one doesn't matter. Because you can just bonk to it.
Yeah, that one's actually in logic. Alright, last hope for Maniacal.
Nothing here.
Yeah, so this hookshot completely not required logically for the seeds. He does want you. That's the only logical way to get to Aga. But there are other ways of getting there.
But if you find something here, it might be a while before Solski gets finds a mushroom. Okay, well, I guess we checked the mushroom. We've already got powder, so you don't have to worry about fake powdering. And nothing in Aqueduct. Solski doesn't even want the boomerang. Okay, Okay, Maniacal can activate his flute. And I bet he goes to Meyer. Or to the area, I should say. Maybe goes into Lower Norfair. A bug net and a super missile in the right sand pit. We don't care about those.
Yeah, I've gotten in the habit of picking up the bug net now with those empty bottles. It's very useful for breaking Spike Cave. It's more useful than a potion because of the extended frames from the fairy revival. But A, we already have an invincibility item. B, we've already done it. And C, no. I'll pick it up if it's in K45. I'm not going to pick it up if it's there. I blew Cross's mind in my match because I skipped like a bunch of hearts.
I skipped a lot of armor.
I skipped like red mail, but then I picked up bug net. And I was like,
we were laughing pretty hard about that.
I was like, yeah. I think I forgot I had a invincibility item was the other thing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it does make a difference now. The bottles are always empty. You have to fill them.
It's the empty bottle thing, and it's I've gotten messed up by a Spike Cave a couple times.
Yep. I think I saw a Quake there at Meyer.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Turtle Rock being bomb doesn't matter.
Yep. Nope. It does. I mean, it's good to know. I mean, if Maniacal finds a cane somewhere nearby, he can go back in it. But
yeah, so Maniacal has even more reason to put off Desert here. He's going to do it anyways.
He's going to do it.
Should be mirroring up top, because C only needs to do the back.
And Solski can do Shack Tool.
Yeah, unless there's an item here, he's definitely better off putting this off. He could have gold tempered sword later on. I guess he's got half magic. He can just do the fire rod shots that way. But I mean, it's a pretty minor deal.
And plasma at Shack Tool. So a really nice item. We don't have charge for it yet, though.
Yeah, this is 100% not an item you were going with this this loadout. You're 100% not going to save this. But if I assume he's going to be taking this loop around, like I was saying before. This is the routing I was talking about, right?
Yeah, he's gonna loop this up.
Yeah, take this up to plasma. If there's nothing in plasma, then we're just not gonna have plasma. Yeah, I mean, it's not. At that point, the cost to save it is just the walk back from plasma to aqueduct, which is like 40-ish seconds, I think. So it's not the worst, but is plasma going to save you that much time?
This ammo loadout, probably not. He's already got 45 supers, and
yeah, it's just
he's got almost enough to do. I mean, technically, he does have enough if you do the old let's open up the Zebs with missiles and open up the glass and rinse, and then go back in. But that's not what you want. But he's gonna run into ammo. Like, this is not going to be an issue.
Well, the bigger rule to save time is he finds charge and they can do stand up.
Yep.
I think if he didn't have, like, if I was in this situation, I think if I didn't have screw, I'd keep it.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I'd probably reset it.
But plasma's nice for lower Norfair if you don't have screw attack.
Yeah. It looks like he is going to keep it, though.
He's going to keep it.
An interesting call.
Also,
like with screw attack, not really going to save him really any time.
I could also see saving it if you already had charge beam, which he doesn't, so.
Yeah, charge beam would definitely change the calculus. But at this point, this is definitely a time loss if he doesn't run into charge. And if he does run into charge, it's close to a wash, if not just a little bit slower.
A stand-up, people overrate just how much time stand-up saves. It's what, 15, 20 seconds? It's not that much.
Yeah, I think it's like 20, I think. If you do it right.
Yeah. We always talk about these time saves. It's always if you do the strats in the optimal. Oh, that is a bow. And he's going to have to go back around to get it.
Yeah, we are going to have to loop around for that.
Sometimes I'll actually, in this case, I could see going through the Meyer portal. It makes a lot of sense. But sometimes I'll actually do the, just go straight to lower Norfair for the normal way, especially if I have space jump, just to get that item. A nice red mail pickup as well.
Yeah, if I was in this, I probably would have done lower Norfair first and looked to come back, because I am going to be doing the ammo kill. I really want to preserve ammo. and then probably look to do that like when I do Mire. So that'd be a real bad location for me.
And we still haven't seen anything super useful, just that plasma beam so far. Oh, there's a Bombos. So we are going to need to get that. Solski doesn't know it yet, but he'll pick it up, of course.
Yeah, with what he has, definitely going to pick it up.
So basically, between the two of the runners, we are now in a Kane of Samaria Go mode.
Yeah, this is an interesting route. So he did he went down to the toilet into Main Street here. I don't know if he's looking to skip beach, maybe. No,
Did you check Mama Turtle?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what this routing is. I haven't seen this particular route before.
Yeah, it seems kind of odd. Almost face plants into those 10 arrows that he doesn't want. Manages to skip them.
Yeah, those are one of the items I just pick up because it's actually harder to not pick it up and then still have optimal movement after. Especially if you're doing the if you have speed and high jump, you're doing the speed booster strat to go through that crab and jump up.
Yep.
You need all the room you can get. So it's just more effort to skip those than it is to just grab them with the short fanfare.
So Maniacal now having a bow and thus silver arrows, it makes a lot of sense if he wants to go. I thought maybe it's not a good place to mirror. I thought maybe he'd just go do Mire right now. But no, not gonna do it. Okay. Where is he headed? Maybe gonna do pod? Yeah, he's gonna do pod.
Yeah, I think he's definitely in a situation where he needs to hard chase any item he finds. Probably feeling a little behind. Really needs to save all the time. I mean, there's definitely a good argument to be had to just finish alone. Again, it's pretty linear. All he needs is Kane. Well, I guess he knows he needs Bombos too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's that Kane. Over in Mama Turtle. So Meridia paying out pretty nicely for Solski. And he's gonna get that bow pretty soon because he'll probably do that lower north fair play pretty soon. That's gonna give him a nice big advantage.
Yeah, I did it again, by the way.
Everybody's gonna start wanting you to commentate their races now. You just know that, right?
Oh my god!
As you're yelling at you.
Azure, you don't need any help. That's why. The funny thing is, everything I've called, I've always been looking at the other person's screen, so I've missed every one of these things.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so Solski looks like, at this point, I think he's kind of getting his Mire and Desert Scout on. Gonna do these two dungeons here, I think almost definitely, and then he's going to, he does, like I said, there is. The logic I've used before is I'm not going to do GT because I want to preserve missile. He does have a very good missile count, though, so it's not that big of any farm would be pretty quick. And then especially in the instance where you're one from go mode, he's not going to have a chance to do it with Mire later. So it's unlikely he's going to miss that. But there is a line of thought I could see someone taking to putting that off and looking to do it later.
Yeah, Solski is going to do desert right now. And it might be a while before Maniacal finds those front of Meridia checks. I know he likes to do the back door as well. If he were to do the front door, that would pay off better for him because those items were right there in the front. But, you know, he's not going to be thinking like that. He's thinking, I know I need to kill Dragon. I'll just go to the back door and do it back to front.
Yeah, I can see Maniacal maybe going to... I mean, walking out of pod is generally a bad idea.
Yeah.
The walkout is so slow compared
it's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
even the extra screen transitions and the save and quit.
I mean, it's got to be faster.
Almost ties.
Mirror and, yeah. Oh, it's got to be faster even just mirror and flute.
Oh yeah, we have mirror and flute. Yeah, too. It's just
nice fire rod kill of the land moles from Solski.
So, Solski is threatening to get his go mode here pretty quickly. It just depends on when Maniacal decides to make that Meridia play. Like I was saying before, you know, you like to put off Meridia, especially with like an earlier grab. A lot of times Meridia ends up being empty because a lot more of the seats are gonna open up with it, and just nothing ends up being there. But like, you don't want to put it off too late. Like I think what Maniacal's doing makes sense. Doing this crystal dungeon. Pod is a really weird go mode. Sometimes it's really fast to go mode, and sometimes it just didn't matter, depending on that big he is. So it's just better not really to try to put it to go mode. So I do think he's right doing this here. Meridia's got to be on his radar soon.
Yeah, Solski now doing Meyer, having not gone to Lower Norfair yet, so he is... This will be a pretty easy dungeon with that Tempered Sword. He may use some NMG strats, or might just use the cape with the Tempered Sword to kill Vidi. But he is going to be full clearing this. This is another one where the difference of go moding it, depending on the big key location, is pretty huge.
Did you say Solski was going to use NMG strats?
Yeah, that's a good point. He won't use that. Does he even run NMG, like, ever?
No. Quite famously, no. He's run vanilla combo a couple times.
Yes, he has done that.
Me and Az were looking at him like, what is he doing? He did get the chest key before the pot key in that right side of my room, so that is correct there. I'll give him that one. Like you gotta give the positive reinforcement with all the negative reinforcement.
Also, Maniacal, you'll see this room right here. This will be one of the ones, actually with the fire rod, it'll be fine for Solski, but it's definitely one of the ones that's more annoying without the lamp.
Yeah, I mean, he's more likely to lose time in the maze than that one. Depending on that big cat, I didn't
see where that was.
I think it was in... Actually, I think it was right the dark basement, so we'll probably just skip the maze, because generally we'll do that one first. Maniacal will be able to go mode Meyer though, so he'll find that key on the left side and just be able to go straight to Vidi. So that's a couple, sometime a good minute or two in Maniacal's back pocket here. But he's gonna have to get to Meridia ASAP. I mean, Solski already has an SM boss kill in hand. Dungeons are pretty much even right now. Except, I mean, Solski's gonna be up Meyer. Like, yeah, it's I don't see much. Besides, I mean, really, besides Solski just straight up forgetting how to hover. Like if Solski just, I think someone in chat mentioned like Solski was having a little trouble last night with it. If he just thinks he can't do it and decides to look for this hook shot, he's gonna be looking for a hot minute. If this was a world in which hovering didn't exist, this race would be a lot more up in the air. In fact, I would almost say Maniacal would have the lead.
Yeah, that hovering situation definitely kind of the wild card here. We'll be waiting to see just how quickly Solski will be able to pull that off when he gets there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if that hookshot was hard required by the game, right? We'd be in this situation where Solski would have to go into a pendant dungeon that requires the item is inside of it to complete.
Yep.
Where
you
Maniacal,
don't do.
which Maniacal has a very straightforward path to his go mode, just going into Meridia. Maniacal would be that we would be saying Maniacal has even though he's behind in boss count right now, he would have a pretty decent lead in this. But hovering's a thing. It's a thing you can do in this game.
Yep. It's a thing people can do in this game.
Yeah. So it's just one of those funny things.
And we're going to see this room that Solski's doing right now going to be a lot faster when Maniacal comes back and does it. Because he'll have that lamp. This is definitely one of the harder dark rooms. Of course, with this kind of health, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And I am going to note that something we didn't... I had said earlier I thought I saw Quake on that medallion. It is a Bombos, so... the good news for that is that he's not going to be going into Mire to look for a cane. In Maniacal's case. So he'll get to Meridia, he'll do it in whatever order he does it, and we'll get to those two items for sure. Looks like Maniacal's trying to do those NMG strats and decides to bail and use the cape anyway.
Solski.
Yeah, sorry. Maniacal knows the NMG strats. Solski, yeah.
Yeah. Maniacal was in the Metal Pirates. Wasn't doing Shine opting to use the supers there. It was an interesting choice. It's only when people have full beam and I see them do the Shine strats that my teeth start grinding. What are you doing? Michael also opening up with some missiles here. A little short on the supers.
Yep. Just so he doesn't have to farm. I mean, he was 26 supers, needs 30. So that'll means 24 regular missile shots, but he has plenty of those, or had plenty of those, and used them up pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, also has the option of doing some power bombs here if he misses a little bit. I missed at least one in super, so he's gonna need another 6 missiles.
Okay, and Solski about to essentially be in go mode. He's gonna see this bow, and he'll be able to go get it after he kills GT.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, effectively at 156, Solski is in go mode here. Knowing you're in go mode, it's just as good as being in go mode.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I consider it go mode once you know where the item is, because basically, if you're not checking items along the way, that's go mode. He probably will check a few things. Probably wants some more supers. Could maybe get charged somewhere, but this ammo count. I mean, he will have to supplement a lot of regular missiles for his supers, but I mean, he's got enough.
Yeah. Smart check by Solski there. Basically, at this point, really is looking for charge beam, especially with keeping that plasma. Wants that to pay off. We can see charge beam in GT now, so.
Yep, that is a change. So Maniacal is going to be checking all these items on the way out. They're pretty much on the way, but like Solski could choose to, once he kills Ridley, he could choose to just go back out the way he came.
Yeah,
gate glitch back. It's a little bit faster. I mean, it'll depend on his ammo and his health, because he will need a little bit of health and he will need to gate glitch to do it. But it's not an unusual play.
With space and high jump, there's actually a pretty nifty strat there that me and Aussie came up with one day when we were looking at vanilla. I'm not sure if I think Solski was there when we were looking at it. I don't know if he remembers it, but you just like fall left to right, and then you end up on like the right side of the platform, and you can just jump over like the say hi in the room.
You
You get
know,
like sub 8s with it. It's actually pretty quick.
nice. You know, I had just thought about this. Something that he could have chosen. This is the last item he needs. He could have just come back for this after Ridley.
You know, that's actually
and then routed that into
really
the
good point.
into the transition room.
That actually would be the smart thing to do, because it would prevent him from needing to do the green gate, which is one of the more annoying things about reverse.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, such a weird situation. You wouldn't necessarily think about that. But yeah, you're definitely right. That would have been the optimal thing to do there.
Yeah, it's the first time I ever thought about it. You know, you don't see it very often where it's your go mode item in that location where you can get it with the space jump.
Yeah, it'd have to be a link to the past go mode item, because anything that would be go mode SM would probably be helping you in these areas as well. So
yeah.
I'll have to remember that bit of that little factor.
Yeah,
If your go mode item is at GT Supers, and you haven't killed Ridley, and you're gonna do reverse, get it on the way back.
Yep. Okay, Maniacal going through the Frog Speedway, maybe heading over to Meridia. It'd be very interesting if he does do Meridia from the front, because he'll be able to get those items very quickly that he needs, and then he'll just be able to go straight to the back. But no, he's going to go through the portal and probably go to Meridia from the back, or no, yeah. He still needs to do Skull Woods, but you can do that anytime.
You know, Solski missing the down back there. That's fine.
Okay.
We just got the screw.
It looks like Maniacal's going to go ahead and just knock out Skull Woods right now. This could be the I need to think about what I need to do, so let's just do the thing I know at some point I need to do that isn't going to change whether I do it now or later.
Yeah, so once Skull Woods is always just kind of hanging out here by itself.
Yeah.
Did Maniacal? I know one of them did. I forget which one. I don't think Maniacal's done this at all.
No, they both check the front.
Yeah.
He just needs to go to the back.
Yeah, so he's going to do this no matter what. Yeah, like you said.
And also, he must have picked up a sword on the escape from Lower Norfair, because he does have Tempered Sword now. The sword was in pod. Thank you again to our trackers, Rubian, catching those things. So yeah, so he picked up that sword in pod. So the sword advantage that Solski had is no longer there.
Yeah, Solski is opting to farm here a little bit.
Maniacal sees it. He has an X-ray scope sitting there on the pedestal that he is definitely not going to go get.
Yeah, and that pretty much confirms Maniacal that his swamp play has bearing no fruit.
Yeah, I mean, for him, like, Solski did not want to see anything important there. Maniacal would have been very happy to see something important there, having done that swamp play. Yeah, he'd have to do Ice Palace and Eastern, but Eastern is basically cleared, and Ice Palace, once you have a Cane of Samaria, is pretty easy. Of course, it would have been Cane, so you wouldn't have had it for Ice Palace anyway.
Yeah. And again, against 90% of the people in this tournament, except for there's like 10 or 12 people maybe that can hover. You know, like Maniacal be in great shape. Solski is not one of those people. But Solski just, if he doesn't have it today, like, I mean, it'll be interesting. But I mean, Solski's got a pretty big lead here. He'd have to fail out a lot for Maniacal to catch up. But if he's feeling really not comfortable with it, I mean, it just can't. Like, when you know how to do it, like, you know you're gonna get eventually.
Yeah.
So I really don't. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he opens up chests in like path still.
Yeah.
On the way there, we might even see like a full clear of pod. Would be not too much extra effort, like doing the dark rooms. But not much more than that, really.
Okay, let's see where Maniacal heads next. Now, let's see which way Solski chooses to exit Lower Norfair.
Yeah, and again, like if you haven't seen this whole thing, this gap really can all be traced down to the fact that Maniacal did not do escape.
Yeah.
There was a sword in there. That sword was required for the morph ball
Logically required.
On Bomba's tablet. The sword that Maniacal ended up getting was out of logic. In fact, I guess technically Maniacal is still out of logic.
Yeah, he really is, because his sword came from Hera, which was not in logic when he got there.
I guess Solski was going to be it. But yeah, just even like missing something early, just, I mean, you can really see it here.
He's I know Pyramid Fairy, ugh.
And I've talked to other runners like Aussie and stuff about like early game routing and we want to skip, and it's just like missing something early is so incredibly punishing. That, and again, these things are generally decided by minutes, not seconds. Mm-hmm. That conservative early is really the way to go a lot of times.
Well, and the other thing, we kept talking about how he could have gone and done Hera early. But he didn't. At that point, he wanted to stay in logic and didn't want to do Hera until it was in logic, and that would have given him a sword.
Yeah, but even
and I mean, if he had done that before the Bombos tablet, but yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's a tough one. And this could actually be the play into the front of Escape even.
Well, it's such a weird like. Because I was kind of banging the drum for them to go back to Brinstar early. Mm-hmm. You know, they got to the point where there were so few checks left that it very well could be something that wasn't just movement there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like going to Swamp that early without the hook shots, and honestly, finding hook shot was probably the worst thing there because it made him do the whole thing with the fighter sword.
Yeah.
So it was it was this weird, like, Maniacal was out of logic, but then he wanted to stay in his weird out of logic state and just instead of breaking logic further. And just going up Death Mountain, you know, especially with he knew it was a sword at that point, so he knew he could break the sword logic with just finding another out of logic sword, which is what he ended up doing. So yeah, the swamp play is a little weird there, in my opinion.
Okay, Solski's gonna head over to Pod. Now he can basically do these in any order he wants. Really, no, you're gonna do Pod first because you have Pod, you have Turtle Rock. You always want to do Turtle Rock into GT if you can, unless of course you get the rare seed that you can actually do Hera into GT.
Yeah, I assume Solski did end up reversing. I was kind of watching Maniacal for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Now Maniacal gonna go ahead and kill Dragon from the back, which in this case is unfortunate for him because it means going back to front is going to get him to his go mode items a lot later. He will get there, but it's going to be pretty slow.
Yeah, and honestly, what Solski really wants to do here is just after Pod reset into reset into SM and go ahead and kill his Mother Brain. That's because that'll be a little bit faster. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have charge. Never mind.
I would say if I didn't see what his ammo count last was, but I don't think he's got enough ammo that would be the right thing.
Well, you'd have to refill on the ship either way at that point.
Yeah.
If this was V10 where charge couldn't be in GT, I would still say to go ahead and do that. But
now it can be. So
now it can. So he's got more places you can run into it.
Because it is a little bit faster. If you have all the good items, it is a little bit faster to do SM first. The reason why most runners will do Link to the Past first is because GT, a lot of those unnecessary items, you know, sometimes Hygiene Boots won't show up till GT, Speed Booster, depending on what speed locks could show up late in GT. All those little things that make it a little more optimal to do the Turian part. But they've got everything but the ammo and the charge beam in this case. So, you know, if he had a little more ammo, it would definitely be defensible to go ahead and just go ahead and do SM first, because SM with ammo is really at worst an even.
Yeah. So if I think Big Key was over, I guess not. Okay. Oh, he does have Big Key already. Okay. So yeah, you can see Solski's definitely he did a couple after checks after that Big Key. I think it must have been in the Turtle Compass.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he is going a little bit out of his way trying to spike this hook shot. Granted, we know it's not a place he's going to be able to stumble into.
No, he's not getting the hook shot.
Yeah, but showing his relative comfort level. Of course, he could also step into stumble into charge. So got a couple things here that can help him out.
So yeah, you saw him check a couple extra locations, but not going to check all of them.
Yeah, meanwhile, there's nothing on a Link to the Past side that's going to speed him up.
Okay, Maniacal checking Aqueduct. We'll see if he does the sand pits next or if he does the front of Meridia. Either way, you save scum here because you can. Like I've seen Maniacal do this where he'll check the front part, and then if he doesn't get what he wants, he'll reset back to this location to do the sand pits. So we'll see if he does that or if he just goes to do the sand pits. Yeah. Oh, looks like that is what he's gonna do. So that'll pay off for him. Now he is probably gonna do the watering hole and the beach first, but.
Oh, he resets waterway and beach. That's interesting. Yeah, it's not a. I never really thought of this as a thing you could potentially reset, but yeah, the sand pits just kind of are a central hub that you can just reset everything back to.
Yeah, and I kind of like this because the sand pits are pretty slow, and Shactul is slow, and Plasma is slow, and these are a little bit faster. But we'll see if he continues on to the front part in the Mama Turtle area and the Main Street area.
Yeah, especially one for go. Okay, well, he's not resetting. Oh, well, okay, he's going to.
Yep.
In which case, he's just going to find his go, and then...
I would have grabbed those supers if I were him, just because, I mean, he's got a really good amount, but one extra super pack is going to make a difference.
Yeah, if I'm below 60, I just grab them. Supers are obviously faster on Mother Brain anyways, so...
As long as they're not as long as they're not super out of the way, no pun intended, but it was right there. You could have just grabbed it. It would have cost like maybe a second or two.
Yeah, I mean, just with the increased speed and supers DPS, like, it's pretty much comes out as a wash.
Yeah, pretty much.
Safer.
Okay, he's gonna get his cane over here at Mama Turtle.
Like I'm pretty much, if it's not gonna make you faster, just skip it. But yeah, those start getting pretty iffy.
He gets his cane.
Yeah, and then he'll be finding his Bombo soon. Yeah, so he's going to end up being in go. I think Solski ended up somewhere around 156. I don't. The Maniacal has a boss in hand versus that, so yeah, pretty much just going to be that swamp differential. It's about a 6-minute dungeon with fighter sword like that. Maybe a little longer. So. It was basically that was the main thing. There's been other little things here and there, but it's definitely the bulk of it. Oh, I guess Solski does have Mire in hand already too. So
yeah. So yeah, Maniacal still has to do Misery Mire. The big key wasn't in the worst spot in the world, but if he avoids the left side. Although most people don't like I could see. Like in his case, he's not going to find... I always like checking that compass room check because of the logic that says if a small key is there, then the big key is in its vanilla location. So most likely he does the normal check the 2 in the back and then go to the right side, see what that compass chest is, and he'll get that big key pretty quickly. And then it's going to come down to just, how is Solski's hovering today?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care how bad you're hovering. It's not 10 minutes to get one bad usually.
Not usually. This would have been really interesting if he hadn't done the swamp dip, just because you take away that swamp dip, and now they're both without the hook shop, and now it would come down to who gets the hover first, because they'd probably be pretty neck and neck right now.
Yeah, I mean, Solski's definitely. I think even without the swamp dip, Solski's been just a little bit faster, a little bit better routing overall in
I agree.
this. If you just take that swamp time off, it doesn't quite close this gap up. So I think there's a couple other. I mean, that swamp dip maybe made Maniacal make a couple other decisions. Probably start feeling behind. Could have played into it a little bit. But I mean, Solski had a pretty efficient route through this. I mean, he's going to end up with a 35, 36, something like that.
I mean, it's still gonna be a really good time, but
Yeah, this is you know, any 3x time. I mean, anything below a 3x is pretty much requires some sort of jet seat or some Solski. Jesus,
just take the damage.
don't slash the
It
berries.
doesn't work.
It's like arguing with a child sometimes. I swear. Duck, you care about the frame so much. I also care about you not slashing a Bari 3 times when you have red mail.
Red mail, 14 hearts. You can take the damage. Yeah, Maniacal doing pretty normal routing. We'll see if he goes over and grabs that compass chest next.
Well, except he grabbed the pot first.
Mm.
You know, I was so complimentary of Solski, and then Maniacal just goes and breaks my heart like that. And Solski. So, fun fact: those pegs, if you leave them in the wrong spot, actually cause lag in every single room throughout the rest of TR. Okay, now you can yell at me about saving frames.
We'll have to get our last key on the laser bridge. Assume we don't have that one, like, was it 4.5% chance of the small keys being in the lava chest and the big chest. Don't see that very often, though.
Yeah, but it's one of those, like, it's so...
They'll both do
meta.
it, so it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's... The only reason not to do it, like, if you're in Maniacal's position and you think you're just massively behind, that will catch you up a good, minute or two, that chunk right there. But I mean, even at that point, I think it's like 1% or something incredibly rare.
I was told it was like 4.5%. I mean, it's still low.
Okay.
And I've seen it like 2, maybe 3 times.
Yeah, I was saying even with that, you're better off making the tile room play, because that saves even more time for a higher chance.
And there is that key.
Always bottom
always the
up.
last. Oh well, no, it's always the last one you check.
Always bottom up. Just deal with the beetle. If you do bottom up, you deal with the beetle, and then it's fine.
And Maniacal will have a much quicker video here with those silver arrows. Okay, I'm now going to head into Turtle Rock. So essentially a Turtle Rock behind. A little bit more than that, actually, because he's got to get up there, too.
Yeah, all in all, it's a little bit longer than NMG because of the extra checks you got to make. So like a really good NMG Turtle Rock's like low 7s. So he's like 8-ish minutes behind here. So yeah, I guess I mean again, yeah, that's pretty much that Swamp Palace play. Now that they've kind of route converged a little bit, it's a little easier to tell this timing difference.
Absolutely.
That Swamp Palace plus like I think Solski would still be just minorly ahead here when all was said and done, but really just is the bulk of it. All right, Ace pointing out that there's no crystal cutscenes, so that's a 50-second chunk that's just gone right there.
That's a good point there.
So,
It strikes
with
me
extra, I was just
every
with the
time.
extra walking, it's about the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
as it would have been. So around that 7.5 mark.
Yeah, every time I watch the NMG or in your case like the all dungeons runs and whatever anything vanilla, it's easy to forget just how long those crystal cutscenes really are when you just play randomizer.
It's over 10 minutes of text,
Yeah, right.
which is the bulk of the JP 1.0 save is the text, not any of the like the trick. All the tricks, at least in the NMG same, and the major glitch is obviously a lot more, but they only add up to something like 30-ish seconds, and the text is like over a minute for just having less. I mean, English, every single big key is two text box. It's horrible.
Yeah, because by the time you're in the 10th dungeon, you still need to know that the big key opens what small keys don't.
Even bombs and chests will still tell you how bombs work.
Right.
Hey, literally possible for you to gotten this far without knowing this, but if you use the Y button, thanks game. Although I mean, SM's better with 100 fanfares.
Yeah, that's true. It's about 10 minutes of fanfares as well. So
you can push the X button to shoot missiles. Thanks game.
I will point out Solski's route there for the big key is pretty much the route the Maniacal likes to take, which is you go to the right side, and if you get a small key, continue on. So there's not going to be any time to be in there from Maniacal's standpoint. And here we go with the hovers.
All right, well,
very easy to forget that this part could be a lot of hovering too, and extra strats for getting through. Most of it's bonking, but
it should all be bonking. Like you can just definitely bonk into that room.
Now
actually,
he might have
get up here. I think. I think.
I thought there's like one spot where you actually do need to hover.
You could do the bomb jumps in here too, though.
Yeah, that's true. The bomb jumps will work. Also, but the bomb jump's not in logic, so Solski knows he's not going to find a hookshot in this area. Hookshot can actually be in GT if depending on where the big key location is.
Maniacal stealing the key of kind of a cheeky way right there. I don't know if that was his plan, but
Okay, heading into Rando room. Power bombs that we don't need anymore.
Yeah, at this point we definitely don't care. Those supers we'll definitely take. Yeah, again, the only thing Solski's really looking for here is in charge. Doing SM first. I mean, it's only a couple of seconds. I mean, I guess honestly the biggest thing is the fact you don't have to go all the way to the ship. I mean, there is reduced lag and some of the other like minor things. But being able to bail out before the ship is a couple seconds right there. But I think even that, finding charge would be the fastest thing overall, even with the additional SM stuff we'd have to do.
Maniacal finishing up his last crystal. He'll head over to GT and not going to be able to save any time, like we said. We'll be mostly likely taking that same route.
Ace, it's been 2.5 hours. My judging runs out after a while. It's too much effort. It's a lot of work judging.
Okay, gets one landmo. Okay, now gets another one. Okay, gets it in the second round.
We could talk about doing bow wizards. Wizards is faster in this situation.
Oh, Maniacal falling. Okay, grab this key. Solski almost to the point where we're really going to see. Almost to that hovering point.
Yeah, I mean, after all of that, they're in GT at the same time.
Yep.
I mean, Solski obviously he already did the one little hover. The Moldorm 2 hovers a little bit longer than that. It's really not that much worse. But he doesn't have all that much leeway here. All right, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Truth.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I mean, not really Solski's. I mean, you could set that up faster. Like there's.
Yeah.
That's just a very rude Moldorm. It does have the option of killing Moldorm here. Yeah, just gonna set up over here. All right, you got that started. And
there he goes. There it is.
Well, I'll give him.
Basically basically had no real trouble with that. The first one, yeah, you get bounced by. Yeah, the first one getting bounced by Moldorm, but the second one, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I mean that was a really nice hover. The first one, as much as I hate to admit it, not completely Solski's fault. I am snickering for all the times that Solski's come into my stream and laughed at my Aga 2.
Aga 2 is a tough fight. It's. I mean, when I say tough, I don't mean that most people can go in there and they're going to be able to kill Aga 2, but doing it in an optimal fashion, that's it. Yeah,
Aga 2 is
hours and hours and hours.
People don't realize it, but it is probably the hardest fight in the game. It's just it doesn't seem like that because
you do it fast. Yeah.
Not going to kill you.
Gets in that nice safe spot over there on Ganon for that round 2. And then go ahead and put that cape on for safety.
Alright, Maniacal, we're just getting his big key now. Now, at this point, even without the charge beam, kind of a little blessing for Solski, because really the most likely way Maniacal would get the comeback in this is a soft lock on stand up.
Yep. And nice triple there to end the Ganon. And we get the reset, and we'll head the save and quit into the reset into SM. You will have to remember to refill at the ship since he did not pick up a charge beam. Let's see what his ammo is at. It's got to be, it's 120.65. This is so much ammo.
That's what I mean, go down right here. There you go.
I mean, the crazy thing is, I mean, he'll do Zeb skip, but it's enough ammo that you literally could use your missiles to get through the Zebs and not even do Zeb skip, and you're still gonna have enough to get through the whole thing. And that's what SMZ3 does.
I literally have zero idea how much ammo it takes to get through the Zebs. Like, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I just cannot do a Zeb skip in one. Either being speedless and iceless or springboltless. Like, those Zebs are getting skipped.
So the Zebs are 1,000 HP. So theoretically it'd be 10 missiles, but if you use missiles, they'll regrow back a little bit. So usually optimal you get them with 11 regular missiles, so that'd be a 44 total if you do it as best you can. You could actually supplement with supers a little bit if you want to do it optimally.
I don't even know how many there are. Was it 4? 5?
Yeah, there's 4.
Okay.
4.
Just big open spaces after the first one to me. That's all I know.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty good Metroid's 1 there. Some nice...
Yeah, very nice. And the thing about Zeb skip is the real time save is not picking up ammo, so it's not even a huge time loss if you don't do it. And in fact, it can be if you fail the Zeb skip, it can be actually a bit of a time save. But yeah, I don't see Solski failing at that one.
Yeah, like in an 80% round, the amount of additional ammo you'd have to pick up is just
exactly. It'd be huge. It would totally change. If Zeb skip wasn't a thing, it would totally change the route for any percent because you'd have to pick up that extra ammo. Well, maybe not completely change it, but it would be different.
There'd still be enough ammo, I think, on path. It would more or less look the same.
Yeah, there are some supers that wouldn't be that far out of the way, but it would definitely change. It would. World record would add more time because that's, like I said, that's the time save. Solski going for the baby skip.
Wow, that's interesting. He takes a care of the stuff on the bottom. Most people use that to kind of line up your
Yeah.
jump again.
Of course, to do this method as upskip, you do have to take off that screw attack. Solski doesn't get it right away, so he's gonna have to reset the room. You don't have to reset the room, but sometimes it's just simpler to do that.
Yeah, I guess it's the second try there.
So 49 supers means he's going to have to fire 33 regular missiles before switching to him. Not sure where he lost all those supers. Did he just not farm any of the Metroids?
Yeah, he kind of flew through them. He did do he didn't do the grouping strats on Metroid 3. Or 4, excuse me.
With, like I said, 120 missiles, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can see just going. Honestly, the nice thing about like not having charge, you just don't. Sometimes it's nice just not having to worry about stand up. It's just like
yeah,
a little nice little break here. I mean, playing this for 2.5 hours. I mean, this is a very very good time going to be. I was pretty close to my estimate. Like 20 minutes
it
ago.
is possible. I mean, it is possible for stand-up to make a difference in SM only races in particular. I don't think I've ever seen it make the difference in SMZ3. I have seen it make a difference in SM Rando. It actually in the multi-category finals, the Shiny Zenny having a better stand-up than Zost. That and Zost missing baby skip, but that stand-up was where Zenny actually took the lead. So it can make a difference. But yeah, I've never seen it be the difference in an SMZ3. Just there's so many other things going on in this game.
Yeah, but when you're playing, like you're just gotta go fast. Like you don't.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it's just rare for it to be the thing that causes the difference.
So Solski's gonna be getting this escape here. It's basically gonna be by the time Maniacal was just about entering Turian, Solski's gonna be finishing up, which is fairly close for one of these things, honestly. Like I said, pretty much that swamp play. Really, just missing that sword early on. The fact that sword was in logic for that Morphball just kind of snowballed a little bit. Solski just finishing up his escape here. Maniacal not having that plasma beam actually changes kind of how your shots work a little bit. Makes these rooms just a little bit trickier if you've done them a million times.
All right, there it is. Solski finishing up with an official SRL time of 2:39.13. GG's and congratulations to Solski. Make it into the semifinals and into the money.
Yeah, nicely done by Solski there. I think he's playing the winner of Aussie Alucard.
Yep. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and get both our runners in for an interview right away, rather than
break the time.
I mean, yeah. Spoilers: Maniacal's going to finish.
I've found the week because I've tried to just invite me in while I'm on Mother Brain. Like what? I can talk.
No,
time. What does it matter? No, we got to finish the match. Like why? I think Maniacal missed maybe escape. He was coming out of the recharge room there. Maniacal does have those extra 5 super missiles from Argus though, so.
And yeah, and while we're waiting for our runners to join us, and just as I was about to say that. Oh wait, one of them was there for a second. I will go through the upcoming schedule. We do have 2 more quarterfinal matches tomorrow at 8:10. We have Azure versus Dragon Dart, and then on Tuesday we have Aussie versus Alucard. The winner of that match will play Solski. Azure versus Dragon Dart will play Pizza in the semis. And with that, we do have Maniacal and Solski's. GG to both of you. So Solski, congratulations, semi-finalist.
Thanks.
Yo, GG.
Good game, dude. Good game. Not gonna lie, when I saw the bracket, like I was like just hoping we would match up.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when I saw that we were seeded 4 and 5, I was like, okay, well, if we go 2-0 in the Swiss and brackets go chalk, then this will be fun. Like all the way from when the seeding was locked in. And then I kind of forgot about it. And then when the bracket broke, I was like, oh yeah, that. But yeah, I got super punished by this one. So I broke around speed early. And chased what I was finding downstream with Dark World access. Got the mirror, decided to hard chase mirror. So I didn't break my second sword because I didn't break Death Mountain. And so I scouted Bombo's tablet, but then had to go into Swamp looking for a sword. Found Hook and Lamp. Knew that you didn't have to find Hook and Lamp when there wasn't a sword there. And had to like hard push Hook and Lamp for like 2 hours, hoping that one of them would turn up something, and it just never did. And so I knew that I was in a lot of trouble.
So that, because you both did pretty much the same thing early, getting the well, Solski didn't get the bottle in Gauntlet, but you ended up both getting the retro Gauntlet. And then it was, they gave you Dark World, so it makes sense to chase Dark World. And then the you both ended up going in the desert, which was a little weird to me because like you knew there had to be something in Brinstar, and like you were getting so low in checks, it started to feel like it very well could have been like more for something else down in Brinstar, and then maybe like high jump later on, as opposed to going to desert. Like desert's not a bad one to double dip, but it was pendant swamp, so it's like you're never necessarily going to get that mirror. So it was interesting to me that you both made that play. I was just wondering why.
I'll take that one off the plate for sure. So I'm working in Dark World. It's still sequence broken because I didn't have speed, high jump, space, ice. To get that bottle that I found at Brent's Ceiling, right? So I'm kind of working in on the concept that one of those items or the lamp would have got me to Dark World, right? Because Dark World could have definitely been through lamp, and I'm not supposed to have hammer yet, but playing that in, I get book and hammer, I think, from that West Dark World. So at that point, I kind of assumed that was one of those items. I'm just like, I kind of got to chase the mirror in the book, what it's giving me now, because at that point, when I'm already in Dark World, I'm not thinking brain, right? Like, I'm thinking, at worst case, maybe a bolus dip in the pod. Thank God that didn't happen. But my priority was just going to be at that point. Like, I had to think to myself, like, when I was in, I can't remember where I was. It was desert, right? I was like, well, it's either Death Mountain chasing Hera and stuff, or do I go, what was it? Bombos to Swamp, and I was just like, well, I want to play Logic, and then immediately Bombos down at the morph. So I was like, well,
yeah. It was a little like, I mean, it makes like at some point I just would have, I think I would have chased down or try to dig out whatever the heck was in Brinstar instead of going into desert for the reasons I said. But what was interesting what Maniacal did was like you were sequence broken already, right? With that bottle, I think everyone was thinking it's just a movement item down there, and you'll just get it when you do Burn Star. But it very well could have been something else. Could have been morph. It could have been mitts, right? To be Dark World access. So then it was then odd to me that you were already sequence broken, and then Maniacal, you decided to turn around and stick hard into Logic and do Pendant Swamp when you could have done all of Death Mountain. Especially when the thing you need it next was a sword, which is you can just get a sword even deeper in Logic and be fine. So like the swamp play was also kind of a head scratcher on our side.
That play makes perfect sense to me. Just to kind of back you up, Manny.
You don't have a sword. I think that was a great play, honestly.
Yeah, and if you're playing Logic and you're looking for a sword or anything, I would have went Pen Swamp. Like if I didn't get anything in Bombos, I'm definitely going.
Hear me out. So all of my outer logic stuff was plus 2 spheres against Brinstar, and so I'm incentivized to keep chasing down Logic around that break, and then I find Morph, and it's a lot more likely that my progression is flips behind that mirror than it is that it's elsewhere.
Right, but your progression is a sword, so you could get, which is what you ended up doing. You ended up never. So in that case, why didn't you go to escape? If that's your logic, right? If you're going to say swamp is 100%,
escape was early sphere. Escape sphere 1. Like you don't touch escape there. You don't touch sphere 1 when you're in sphere 7. You just don't.
I guess I don't know.
In the end though, the Solski had checked the escape a lot earlier and gotten his Master Sword, so that was a big difference. So obviously you both were thinking the same thing, Bombos Tablet into Swamp Palace, but Solski got the Morph Ball and was like, nope, not going to Swamp Palace now. And then of course you go into Swamp Palace, and in the end that was probably the biggest factor. I mean, other things could have gone differently as well, but that was probably the biggest thing.
Right. Again, for me, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the other really weird thing about the seed was the gravity location. Just having that there and opening Meridia against like finding Space Jump at the same time, opening Lower Norfair, and then having to chase Bodapod. It was really, really a weird gravity location, and it kept me out of Meridia for a little too long.
You guys should pay me, because literally every time I'm talking about an item, you found it.
Yeah, he's not kidding.
Like no matter what I said, like, oh, I think this is a good idea or this is a bad idea, because this, like I was saying, like you found Morph and you did Death Mountain. It's like, you maybe should just chase Morph. Like, you can just do all of SM. Oh, except for Meridia. And as soon as I said Meridia, you found Gravity. I was like, what is going on? And that happened 10 times this entire seed. Like we were talking about, like, you need like lamp. So if we fire locked, and as soon as I said that, Solski found the fire rod. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I really need to get this ability to do it to my own seeds, and I'll try.
Yeah, you need to do that in a way that's less punishing for me. I needed a fire rod.
You did it. You got
like anything.
The benefits of it too. I promise. It went for both.
Anything. Hook and Lamp were so dead, and Swamp was otherwise just trash, and that was just brutal.
Yeah, I mean, both of them, logic required. Like, this was you had to kill Argus logically seed, right? And what was Lamp on Argus?
No, Lamp was. Was it Waterfall or was it Diver Down?
Like Waterfall Test or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of those back ones, but it wasn't Argus.
Yeah, the logic of this seed was you to go in the Swamp for that hook shot to get that Lamp to do all the dark rooms, which is just brutal.
Yeah, which that's I guess what I did, and then the problem was. Like, then scouting Croc Exit gave me Cape, and that was exactly Spike Cave, so I had to chase Spike Cave there because of the way I was playing, just to be consistent. And then, like, had to leave with Bow from Lower Norfair because super ammo was not great after going around the bad way on GT. I did get the double farm of the Ripper 2s with that route, which was nice. But man, a lot of things broke against me in that one, and so I felt like the time was okay, given the way the seed was, but at the same time, I felt behind for a lot of it.
Yeah, no, the time was perfectly fine, but yeah, I mean, it's not the first place time. That's the problem. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you were playing, there's plenty of people in this tournament that can't do that hover, and that would have,
Yeah,
that
but
Swamp plays,
but
you know Solski. You knew Solski.
I was gonna say,
cover.
hey, I know Solski can very competently do that.
I was sweating that, man. we did not. Manny and I did like a multi last night, and I no lie, I spent 6 minutes hovering in Hookshot Cave. I couldn't get one chest, and I'm going up to GT. I was like, well, here's where I lose the race.
Yeah, the first cover on left side GT, we're like, well, let's see if this is going to be a thing or not. And you got it like second try. And then the Moldorm hover, I'll give you first and a half try on that one.
That was
I
just didn't get it off fast enough, right? Like, it was just he was crouching on me, and then it's like, well, I got to keep going. And then my hover tempo is usually pretty low. So it's like taking a while to kind of launch, if you want to call it that, and then sure enough, you bopped me. So
like you could have the next turn. You could have theoretically set it, but that's very, very tricky. And he literally beelined for you. I was like,
yes, he did. I was like, well.
But the second one when I'll find that was pretty much it. I mean, basically this difference is that Swamp play. I think maybe even if Maniacal makes that early Eastern play.
I did go early Eastern.
Not early Eastern Escape.
I was gonna say I went into Eastern Sash pretty aggressively, and
we were shocked.
Used those boots.
Yeah, it was like because you went in there aggressively, and we're kind of used to Solski doing that more aggressively.
I mean, that's kind of the joke there.
I think my routing group work in Light World's been like a really big improvement too. Just being a lot more smarter about it, saving some seconds, turning into minutes, right? Because I found there's a lot of dead ends I was doing, a lot of SQs, and I've just kind of cleaned that up. And getting Uncle 2 escape, armed with a sword was a big deal, and boots because it was so fast. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely you came out of Light World definitely ahead of Maniacal, even with doing Escape. So you did get some time up front there, just saving in the bank. But yeah, I mean, really close. I mean, you guys were pretty much in each other's footsteps for most of it. It was really that Swamp divergence that made most of the difference. And like we said, if this was, if just Hookshot was a hard required item or Lamp was a hard required item. Maniacal would have been effectively way in the lead because at that point he was when we were talking about that, we were like, all he needed was his cane and bombos, and those were in very path obvious locations, and then your hook shot would have been the dumbest place possible.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and like the problem was I knew about the hookshot and lamp, and so I kind of had to chase them. Like had to do Hera basement despite Hera pot being accessible.
Yep.
Like had to keep gambling down the line without that second fire source and with hookshot requirements. And like every single one of them was just a complete bust.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, I mean, most of that stuff is like in path anyways. I guess Solski just ended up not doing hookshot caves because he didn't need to. But yeah, I mean, that was really the difference of it. Just it's between the two of you guys, it's going to turn on something silly like that. And I mean, it's effectively
I thought,
Sphere Zero
yeah.
turn.
I mean,
right?
when
you scaring that Sphere Zero location is what changed it, and it being the stupid sword thing. Like
Yeah,
that's just annoying.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
when I looked
is
at the
what it is.
quarterfinals matchup, I really felt like this was the closest matchup in terms of what you would expect for a race, and really you guys didn't disappoint because 6 minutes is not that much in an SMZ3 when it comes right down to it.
Plus or minus 10 with routing divergence is pretty solid on SMZ3. Like once I dropped into Ganon, I was like, okay, if the done comes right now, then that was a competitive race.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it looks like it was a good race. Looking forward to watching it back. GG to Solski. Have fun with either Alu or Aussie. Should be a good match.
Easy wins coming up.
I mean, obviously, you got through this one, and so the rest of them are just cruising, right?
Yep.
Be careful of those spike platforms coming out of Lower Norfair. You should be fine.
Wow.
I hear those hurt. I decided to KO them all.
Yeah, especially if you kiss Redley 6 or 7
Yeah,
times.
your face when you're gonna crush a weekly C where first place was like 310, and then you die to that spike. Rip. Anyways, I had a lot of fun. So again, good game,
Yeah.
and
A lot of fun.
Looking forward to the remainder of the tournament.
Yeah, and I guess this is it for me. I'm in the commentary bracket now. I'm joining you, Duck.
Well, we gotta get you and Duck have got to be commentating the Solski match, whoever he plays. I'm just putting that out there right now.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't play it like frickin' early o'clock like he always does.
I can't wait.
You hear that, Solski?
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch that one back, and then it's just like, well, Aussie's showing his superior execution and routing against Solski.
Wait, hold on. There's one.
The guy.
Solski.
I've said it before on stream, and I'll say it again. The guy is like the MJ of SMZ3, right? Like, and I'm like the Carl Malone, and we all know what happened to Carl Malone.
Yeah,
okay?
to be fair, Aussie still has to win in order to play.
I get that. I would say he's a favorite. I would say he's a favorite.
I won't. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that at all.
He can be beaten. That's all I'm saying.
Before we finish, Solski, what the hell are you doing slashing those bars in Turtle Rock?
You know what? Thank you for reminding me. I was actually gonna create a meme while I was gonna wait, and I was gonna do like the leave blank to me meme where you put like a eye patch over his face, and it's gonna say leave Solski to me.
What does that to do with the ball?
Like, so, Manny, I slashed a electrified Bari twice coming out of the torch puzzle.
And I
And the third time I fire on it.
by like almost 7 minutes.
You had red. Just tank it. What is gonna happen to you?
I was like, all right, you know what?
You had like 14 hearts, red mail.
This game wrong too, but we'll let that one go.
I'm sure you guys love that. It's fun.
All right, I think I'm done with my yelling now.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done as well. But had a lot of fun with this tournament. Sad to be done with it, but this was very much like a dead even matchup for me, and like this could have gone either way. And if I got to get beaten by someone, Solski's not a bad L to take, despite all the crap I give him. So yeah, GG, lots of fun.
Yeah, it's a little bittersweet it being a best of one. Just these seeds are so long. It's kind of hard to run this tournament any other way. But you always feel a little like just minor stuff like this just boot you from the tournament. But yeah, definitely GG's to you, Solski, GG's to Maniacal. I'm sure me and Maniacal will come yell at you next week.
Looking forward to it.
Make sure that happens. I will go out of my way to watch that.
Can you guys like
A Duck and
ban?
I commentary.
Can you guys like ban double spring ball jumps for next week? That'd be great.
I suppose you might want us to ban the Moldorm bounce as well.
I was gonna say just find gravity for it. No, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I got some tech to learn like really quick. All right, guys. Thanks for the review and everything. I'm gonna pop off.
All right,
again,
thanks,
GGs,
Solski, and congratulations again.
All right, Trace, you want to close this out?
Oh, sure. We do have, like I said, we talked about this earlier, so we do have the other quarterfinal matches scheduled. So tomorrow, tune in at 8:10. That will be. I'm gonna really refresh this and see if we've gotten an actual channel yet. No, we still don't have a channel yet. Okay, so tomorrow on a SpeedGaming channel to be named. I'm hoping they put us on 1 or 2. We have Azure versus Dragon Dart at 8:10 Eastern time, and then on Tuesday we have that last quarterfinal match, Alucard versus Aussie. So make sure you tune in for that. We're fast approaching the end of this, so we went from 95 players to the beginning, and now we're down to 6. So do make sure you tune in for the rest of this. But yeah, I'd like to thank our runners. If you're not already following them, please do so. Maniacal and Solski, really good watches. They play this all the time. Regulars in the weekly races. Thank you to Duck for actually it was Duck that asked me to join him, so really appreciate that. Really always enjoy doing comms with you, Duck. And of course our tracker Zeruvian, pushing the buttons behind the scenes, doing what I consider the hard work. We just sit here and talk. He has to actually pay attention. So a big shout out to Zeruvian. The trackers do a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and we really appreciate it. Of course, also always a thank you to Miss Metroid for being the main person behind this whole tournament, and of course to all of SpeedGaming for putting this on. But yeah, that'll do it for us, and we'll see you tomorrow for Azure versus Dragon Dart, I hope.
Bye.